the Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with your friends and get your gaming goodness every Saturday at 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I'm Dylan Black. Joining me this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, how are you going?
All right. Kieran, Mr. Esports.
Hey Dylan, how you going?
All right. And Cherie Ciaran.
Hello.
Ruined.
Ash was the only person who got his actual
Ruined. Ruined. Cherie, if you need to get down with the giving Dylan crap.
No, I'm not joining in.
You need to
I'll
join
stick with
in.
the hello. Thanks.
Oh, okay. Original.
I don't know why Ash even does the thing where he adds the how are you doing? Like every time it's a very serious.
I don't know. I feel like it was a plot thing. Like I didn't know what to say at the start of the episode. You're like, oh, just ask how I'm doing.
Spanish, what else are you doing?
Well, you're upset that I never asked how you're doing, so now I ask all the time. But if you don't want me to do it anymore, I won't do it anymore.
I mean, feel free, I guess.
The audience knows that we all sit here quietly until like recording starts. Like we don't talk, we don't interact with each other.
No.
It's just silence.
That's how I like to believe it happens, yeah. Anyway, this week on the show, we're going to be discussing some good old-fashioned gaming news. That's what the show's about, not how to introduce a podcast. Final Fantasy 15 news has dropped. X018 happened on Sunday, which means that it was really annoying because obviously the show comes out Saturday and then a thing happened on Sunday and I'm like, cool, now I have to wait a whole 6 days news cycle before I can come back around and talk to it, but whatever. And we're going to be talking about Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, Let's Go's, all the sorts of shiny things.
Pika.
And the Game Awards, of course, nominations have dropped. So we're going to go over those and do some predictions, thoughts, fun stuff like that.
Yay.
Are you excited, Ash?
So excited.
Prediction episodes.
Who doesn't love predictions?
Yeah.
You're actually, I don't have the official tally or anything, but I'm pretty sure you might actually be the leader.
No, I'm the winner.
You reckon?
I'm the best. I've won the last 2 years of E3.
Of E3, between
E3 Game
PlayStation
Awards, I'm
Experience,
pretty sure,
E3,
was
and
different.
Game
Nah, I
Awards.
don't think Ash did that well in Game Awards.
I think I did the best, guys. I definitely won.
Okay.
Did you do predictions last year? Did you predict whatever random ass game?
What did you
Come on,
predict?
I've been a part of the network for a month. Do you not know
That's
this?
the envelope that we've got that says open this, and it'll be all of Cherie's predictions every
Yep.
time we've predicted. Just
Behind the scenes, that was
Boom.
me.
That's fine with me. Let's jump into some news. The first piece of news I've put on here, and you can tell I do the show notes for this show. Paperbark is releasing on Steam soon.
What's that?
So many-
Paperbark, the Outback adventure starring a wombat from developer PayPal, is coming to Steam next month. I reviewed it back in the day, on the old iPhone, the mobile games, Kieran. I don't know if you know over there being a pro esports player, but some people play games on their phone. It's fun.
I know, I appreciate it as long as you know as long as you know it's done well.
As long as it doesn't touch my hardcore franchises, which
That's fine. As long as it doesn't get anywhere near.
Since last week,
You know?
Blizzard has said they're working on mobile games for all their franchises.
Why
so
didn't
you're
they
gonna
announce
become-
that weeks ago?
They're going to become pro mobile Overwatch player soon.
No, side note,
yuck.
if they had announced prior to BlizzCon that they're making a bunch of mobile games,
They would have
is
been
the
fine.
outrage as big?
Would have been fine again. Don't even get me started on that crap. But can I say, right, anybody else would have looked at our show notes, saw that Paperbark was the first piece of news and be like, oh, must have been a slow news week.
Slow news week.
Slow news week.
That's the
Not
best
many-
news
News
of
week.
the week.
Not
Kieran.
many important things
Wow,
happened
Kieran,
that
just
week, then.
disparaging Australian developers. That's what you're doing right there.
That was
Good
a year
game.
ago now that you played Paperbark at PAX. We played together.
He
The
loved
first
it.
time.
Yeah, this is true. In my review, I said Paperbark is simple and sweet. It's a beautiful rendition of Australian outback, its wildlife, plants, and vibrant nature, alongside the soothing and unique sounds of the great outdoors. This is a fantastic interactive storybook that can be enjoyed by anyone and will bring a smile to their face, much like it did mine. Of course, everyone here has heard me talk about Paperbark a lot, but not everyone has iPhones. Is anyone actually going to play one of my top, Game of the Award considerees or shortlisters now that it's coming to their Steam
Does
PC
it have a pro?
platforms?
Oh, no, you
Maybe.
know what? You know what? Screw it. I'll do it for you.
Is it on
take
Android
you-
yet?
No.
Is it on in my Google Pixel?
No.
Is it in-browser Java-based yet?
No. It'll be on Steam.
I was
though,
going to say, I
and
think
that's
Steam is good enough.
Well, you know.
Do you think it'll lose like you've been talked about how you felt like it's a storybook? Do you think it'll lose a little bit being on a PC monitor?
No, I think if anything, it'll just get more complaints because people will play it on Steam and then, like, because it makes more sense as a mobile game. Because it's, you know, I laid in bed, took an hour to play through it, and it was like put my headphones in, had a great old time. But I'm waiting for the Steam reviews of this where someone buys it thinking it's something else. They're like, "Where is the gameplay? There is no game here."
Well, I don't know, because Steam's full of things that aren't really games. Steam's an accepting world.
Yeah,
It's
and
Steam
everybody
reviews,
complains
not so
about
much.
all of them.
Well,
That's true.
we can't all be Batman Arkham City, you know?
Why isn't this application that I bought through Steam a game?
I know. Why isn't this graphic novel, why isn't it a game?
They count as games because gamers like weeaboo animated shit.
Nah, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's the truth of it. But yeah, I suggest if you don't know what Paperbark is, I suggest picking up because I reckon come Game of the Year time, it's presumably
Spoiler
unless
alert.
a lot something weird happens, it's going to be on my top 10 somewhere. That's going to be a thing. So just play it now so you understand more when I'm talking about it later in the year. Thank you very much. Moving on. Here we go. I would like to just say Tabata and skip the first name instead of coming off, but here you go, Ash. Rate me out of 10. Hajime Tabata. Did I get it?
8. I don't
Did I
know. I'm no authority on it, but it sounds right.
Let's just stick with Tabata. Tabata, the man who basically saved Final Fantasy 15, has left Square Enix this week, forcing them to close 3/4 of their DLC they had upcoming. This is a really weird story, and
That's
it's
a
also
lot.
really odd in the time when Telltale is shutting down, and obviously people are losing. Well, Telltale was. Well, let's put it in perspective. Telltale was shutting down, and everyone thought they weren't going to get what they paid for. Then Skybound come in, and now everyone's going to get what they paid for, kind of, sort of, by someone completely different. However, this is another sort of weird case where someone's left the company and have cancelled 3 out of 4 of the planned DLCs for which a lot of people had already paid a season pass for. So then now they're getting fucked out of money. It's not one of these
How
cases.
many DLCs have come out so far? I feel like there's been a
One or
bunch.
two?
No, there was a few of them. This
Is
was
there?
this season pass was like second season pass type thing.
Oh, so people
Like
have
second-
bought a second season pass specifically for this content. Because this had
Yes,
Project
yes. Yeah.
Noxus was one of the
Yeah.
season passes. Yeah.
Which one's Noctis?
This was,
Noctis is the main
Noctis
character.
is the main character, Ash.
Oh.
He's
Get
the
shit
prince.
together. It's Prince Noctis.
Right, I'm
do.
with you,
I
Ash.
do.
I'm with you.
I bought Final Fantasy 15. I had it downloaded. I've got it on my PlayStation. I just uninstalled it to install Fallout 76.
Why'd you even buy it? Why'd
Didn't
you
even
buy it?
play it?
What? It was on sale, so I just bought it.
Do you know the amount of times I've heard you say, I've got that game because it was on sale, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, have you played it? And your answer is always no.
No,
You have
I'm
no self-control.
compulsive. No
You have
self-control.
no self-control.
I mean,
Actually,
I'm just
hold it,
saving
everybody.
future funds.
For,
I'm investing in my future.
You're not going to platinum Final Fantasy 15.
No, I might play it though.
I'll tell you what, if you want to platinum it, it takes you like several hours to beat one giant turtle boss, if that sounds like fun to you.
He's
the
still got
Turtle
plenty of
Boss cool?
time. He's got like a month before the end of the year. It's fine.
Well, you're not going to get
Absolutely
to play the
nothing
DLC
don't to play
anymore.
at the moment. So
Yeah, and
Nothing.
don't sleep. It'll be fine.
So this comes from Kotaku. Square Enix just announced in a live stream that 3 or 4 of the upcoming pieces downloadable content for Final Fantasy 15 have been cancelled. The one remaining, Arden, for the uninitiated, Arden was a really interesting sort of villain. I don't know. He was an ambiguous character in the main
Is he
main
like
game.
is he like the pink haired one?
Yeah, with the long pink hair and the cool hat and everything.
Yeah, no, I know which one it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Wasn't-
down
he was
with it.
voiced by.
Yeah.
I think he was voiced by Matthew Mercer. I think.
Yeah, no, that's why I remember him. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
that's
we
why you
go.
would remember.
There we go. McCree was in Final Fantasy, so I cared.
That's the character.
Yeah.
That DLC is still coming in 2019.
Sweet. It's going to be high noon in Final Fantasy.
So for all you critters out there, you're still getting your Matt Mercer fix in Final Fantasy 15.
That's probably the only reason it finished.
Maybe, yeah. Back in April, we were told that 4 Pieces DLC were coming for the 2016 game. It's still ridiculous to me to think that game actually came out in 2016 because they're still being they update it like every 3 months and put out content for it. So the episodes were going to be Arden, Arena, Luna, and Noctis. I can't remember who the fuck Arena is, but Luna is the princess. Princess? Yeah, okay.
The princess that you're journeying to meet.
Yeah.
The
So
bride.
the girl,
Yeah.
the bride waiting for you, because the whole game is about
Frankenstein's
Noctis on a on a buck strip, going around in a limousine, going to his wedding, pretty much.
It's like a bad movie. It's like a bad comedy movie. Just, go on a bucks trip and then you come back and your whole kingdom's
But a lot longer.
Yeah.
Well,
a weird
not
version
even,
of
you
The
don't even
Hangover.
come back to your kingdom. You leave your kingdom, going on holiday. Leave your kingdom. You're about 2 hours down the road outside of your kingdom, and then you look back and it's blown the fuck up. Spoilers for like the first 2 hours of Final Fantasy 15.
okay.
And to get that information, you had to watch an anime movie anyway. So that's fine though. Oh, it's okay because they edited the anime movie into the game later.
It was worse when people were like playing the game. They're like, wait, that cutscene was in a movie I watched. And you're like, oh, nice.
I played it before they added it in, but I watched the movie. Like, I watched the movie and then played it, and then I think by the end of that week they'd patched it in or something along those lines. And then I was like, well, I have to see this. So I just started a new game again just to see how it played in. And it's just like game, really random cut to a 10-minute, 5-minute segment from a movie you can tell doesn't look anything like the rest of the game because it's not even the same animation style. Final Fantasy 15 is an interesting game. So Tabata has left. He took over from Tetsuya Nomura, who is one of the more prominent Square Enix people because he was the one working on Final Fantasy 15, and he was apparently the reason it was taking forever to come out. He is also the person who's in charge of Kingdom Hearts 3, and primarily the reason that game is taking forever to come out, which, you see that name and you'd be scared. Pretty much comes down to him apparently starting a lot of stuff and being like, this is a really cool idea. They working up for a year and then just being like, scrap that. Let's try something else. But to fix up Final Fantasy 15, Tabata apparently came in and just pretty much got the shit show on train tracks and actually got the game finished. So to see him leave Square Enix is actually a pretty big deal. Like outside of Final Fantasy 15 itself, like as part of Square Enix, it's a pretty big deal because they're like canceling all this, not just because he left, obviously. They're canceling it because they're apparently losing money and they're trying to straighten up their ship a bit.
When did Final Fantasy 15 come out? That was March?
2016, he just said.
2016? Really? Sorry, I thought he said 2017, and I thought it was like early 2017. Okay.
Nah, 2016.
End of 2016.
End of 2016 somewhere. It was somewhere around October-ish or like September, October-ish, maybe somewhere around there. I know it was towards the end of the year though, so.
Okay. It's probably why it's
So a couple other things they talked about that's still coming out, and it's one of these things. It's like if you played the game and you haven't touched it since, there is a lot of really weird content that's been coming to the game. One of which is they're bringing a standalone version of the Comrades multiplayer mode, which they added into Final Fantasy after. Yes, they added a multiplayer mode. Don't know. They're releasing that by itself now. And a crossover between Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy 14 Online is happening. But that's good because they should probably put a lot more effort into the MMO because that's an easy way for them to
Make money.
Make money.
make
Friggin'
money back
green.
easier. Yeah. So I would suggest it's going to be, well, not suggest, it's going to be interesting to see Square Enix for the next 6 months if they're actually going to try and wind it in a bit, money-wise especially. Especially once Kingdom Hearts releases, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are they doing after Kingdom Hearts releases? Because then they've got all their games they've spent the last 20 million years of their life working on. Where's all the money going? What are they going to do? There was a rumor this week, well, not a rumor, someone had on a LinkedIn profile, one of Square Enix employees on a LinkedIn profile had written there that they are working on a PS5 game, exclusive PS5 game. So then I saw a lot of Reddit threads about people suggesting that maybe Square Enix and PlayStation Next Gen were going to become best buddies, like to try and save Square Enix some money and help like Sony people get involved more to keep them more on track and get actually their projects out the door a bit more.
Yeah, like The Last Guardian.
But yeah.
Well, I don't believe it. It's hard to believe, but for the same time, for me, I've always struggled for it to process that playing Square Enix games on Xbox, just because for much of my childhood, I had Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X and stuff all on my PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. But it's funny though, because they were Nintendo before.
Yeah, exactly. They were Nintendo. But in my lifetime, I guess, I was very...
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, Square Enix and PlayStation are one and the same. That's why I find it really weird that, Kingdom Hearts on Xbox. I'm like, what the hell? No, why?
But Xbox fans, if you wanted to know what the games were about, too bad. You can just have number 3.
You just have number 3. You won't get I'm so sorry.
Talking about Microsoft and Xbox, Ciaran.
Wow, so that was a really good segue.
X018 took place on Sunday. So I want everyone's general impressions if they actually cared to watch any of it or read enough about it, and then we're going to run through some of the news stories they announced there that weren't all Xbox specific or related to Xbox, but did come out of the show. Me and Cherie were watching it as it was happening. Did anyone else watch or see any of it?
I caught bits of it. Like, I didn't want to put that much time into, set that much time into watching it properly at 8 o'clock in the morning Sunday, wasn't it? So,
yep.
I went through and grabbed what was actually important out of it. So, yeah.
What you missed, if you didn't watch the full show, was the amazing audience and audience interaction. That was possibly one of the best audience interactions I've ever seen in a press conference. Well, not even press, just show. It was amazing. And to the point where, I can't remember the guy's name, but to the point where the person who was there from Square talking about Kingdom Hearts turned to the audience and told them to shut up, basically. He said, "Can you use "oh, please shush" now?"
They were just so full on for the whole thing, weren't they? It was intense.
It was like watching a soccer game. It was literally like watching a soccer game. Because you're just hearing in the background, ooh, 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 Xbox, and like really weird.
We're trying to do a live production here.
It's like I'm watching a fucking video game.
The whole crowd was sloshed.
I felt like I was watching. I honestly felt like they were drunk.
I mean, for all we know, that's what press conferences are like, and they just edit out the
Phil Spencer went out there with slabs and slabs of beer.
They all just seemed, all the hosts just seemed so surprised of the reaction from the crowd. It was ridiculous. They were all jumping up and down constantly. It was like a mosh pit.
Where
to be fair, I did see a kid get gifted an Xbox during the presentation, and he looked very surprised to be there.
Yes, he did.
He did. Here, you can have this Xbox One S or X or whatever it was. It was like, really? For me? Does it have a box, or do I have to carry it home like this?
I was watching it. I was streaming it on Twitch, and the chat's just going off saying, does he get any cords with that? Can he plug it in? Is it actually real? Is this a hoax? Because he just looked so scared.
I love you, Twitch chat. Keep doing it.
I wasn't watching on Twitch because I was watching on Mixer to get
my
exclusive Forza items if I watch the stream on Mixer. And Sea of Thieves items that I won't use, but Forza, you gotta get them.
I appreciate them doing it in front of a live studio audience, but from the content...
It wasn't even a studio, it was literally...
Like an arena or an audience.
They were just walking around the show, basically, yeah.
The content they had, I thought could have been better presented in a Nintendo Direct style thing.
But then you wouldn't have had the hollering.
I don't think that's the thing, right?
You would have had the atmosphere.
Because of the hollering and stuff, it built the expectation that, this show was going to be of substance. And then, it invites the internet to do what the internet does to everything like this. And be like, that's it?
I'll ask for. I will save what you thought of the general news that came out of it until after we run through some of the news stories. I'm going to run through the majority of them. I'm going to skip a couple because I decided to. So let's start with the first thing. So Crackdown 3 got a release date, and it was announced that it's going to be coming to Xbox Game Pass like day and date with when it releases, which I don't think is a big deal these days because what you just expect it from the Xbox, I suppose.
Just
It's like
the,
it's a
I thought
first
it was the
party.
thing.
Yeah.
I think people would be more surprised if they come out with a game and say this isn't a part of Game Pass.
Yeah,
that would
they
be
had
weird.
a huge emphasis on Game Pass, really.
And some
got
money. It's worth it. It's a good
Yeah.
good thing, and it's a subscription. So
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
not doing as well as the PlayStation Now, though.
Yeah, PlayStation Now is doing better still. That's the go listen
In
to
America.
last week's Platinum
in
Explosion.
America, what's PlayStation now, guys?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in Australia. So Crackdown 3 is going to be releasing on February 15th.
A week early, right?
Coming to...
Leaving the death day.
To be honest, I never thought this game was coming out. So, I mean, any release date is better than no release date. So, yeah, coming to Game Pass the same day. And then they also showed off a 5v5 multiplayer mode called Wrecking Mode, which basically was an excuse for them to use the word cloud destruction several times. Do you see the destruction? It's because we spent 20 million years making this game so we could have cloud destruction happening. I mean, it looked pretty
Microsoft
cool.
is a fan of
but-
buzzwords.
Yeah, it was something. I mean, yeah, it looked like Crackdown. They had another cool Terry Crews like live action trailer.
That's
but-
why I didn't think the game was coming out. I was just like, I get it, Microsoft. Crackdown is just, your reason to have Terry Crews keep popping up in Xbox trailers for no reason,
I felt like this was one of the best ones, though.
the Terry Crews one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play the game just to play as him, to be honest. So that's enough reason. And if you can also pick up the original Crackbox,
Crackbox, the original Crackbox. We have our title, everybody.
The first ever box filled with cocaine, yes.
you can pick up the original Crackdown on Xbox at the moment until November
Well done.
30th for free as well. If you'd like to play that, I don't know why it's the original one, not number 2, but there you go. That's
The OG
is-
one was better.
oh shit. Them fighting with. I'm playing anyone, so I don't care.
I would say.
One of the biggest news coming out of the show though. Winnie the Pooh is in Kingdom Hearts 3, everyone.
It was the
Is
most
Is that
important
really that
announcement.
surprising?
It's not surprising, right?
It was
It's
so
confirmation,
cute.
Kieran.
But it
what
was
I
one of
need.
those, it's just a guarantee.
No,
it's
because
in
it
the
was
Kingdom
more
Hearts game.
beautiful in the Kingdom Hearts 3 graphics and
There would be honey spilt in the street if Winnie the Pooh wasn't a part of that game.
no, Kingdom Hearts 3 fans aren't like no Diablo fans. We'll just move on with our lives.
No, you would not. You waited this long for this game, and Winnie the Pooh and the 100 Acre Wood is not in the game.
Yeah, there was I remember a year and a half to 2 years ago reading an interview where someone asked about the 100 Acre Woods in the game because they still hadn't shown it obviously until now, and someone, I don't know who it was like, it's probably not going to be in the game. And I remember reading that and being like, fuck. So that's why it's because of that interview. Maybe that's why when I saw it, I was like, yes, because there was an interview where someone was like, nah, it's not going to be in it. It probably
But
won't be in it.
How good
Also,
would it
Winnie
have
the
been
Pooh.
if you were playing Kingdom Hearts 3, and then you come across this book in some room, and you get transported
Well, I mean-
into 100 Acre Woods?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just described my experience with the first game, so because
What if it was again?
What if it was again?
can't be as surprised.
Winnie the Pooh is both the happiest and the saddest moments in all of Kingdom Hearts.
That's the best moment.
It's so sad. It's so cute.
Hopefully this retells the story of Christopher Robin.
That's a depressing movie, so yeah, sure. That's fine. The only other there was one other cool tidbit in the trailer apart from seeing cute Winnie the Pooh, which was they showed this really epic shot of Sora, Donald, and Goofy pretty much facing off against an army of nobodies and heartless with Xenoheart and the Organization 13 off in the background, and it reminded me of a battling. Kieran, you haven't got to it because you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2 yet. I don't know if you'll ever get to there, but it's fine. I know you
I've
gave up.
played
but it's
Kingdom
fine.
Hearts 2 on the PlayStation 2.
No, it
if
doesn't
you-
count.
No,
You gave
don't
up
think
on the
so.
remaster train. It doesn't count. Yeah.
Are you talking about the last Bastion fight in Kingdom Hearts 2 where there's
Yeah,
like...
the really epic.
the really
lots-
epic fight that I had the nerdgasm over about Squall
Yeah,
and
that you
Cloud
read about
fighting
online,
together. Oh, I hate you both. I hate you both.
But this shot reminded me of that fight for people who've played Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
I hate you so.
But Winnie the Pooh, everyone. That's the takeaway. I suppose the actual biggest news of the show, though, to follow up with my personal favorite biggest
Not
news.
Paperbark.
Yeah, no, of XO18. Paperbark wasn't at XO18, or was it? Someone was in the crowd playing it on their phone. Microsoft has announced they've acquired 2 new studios. So at XO18, they confirmed one of the studio acquisition rumors, and another one also happened. So they've acquired Obsidian, who are most prominently known for their work on Fallout New Vegas, South Park Stick of Truth, and the Pillars of Eternity series, which console players probably wouldn't really know, I suppose, but
No, it's a PC thing.
it's a really good game.
though.
Yep.
And then they've also acquired inXile, which is known for Wasteland, basically, at this point. And they recently just released Bard's Tale 4 and another Bard's Tale as well. I think they did 3
Maybe a
remasters and
remaster.
released Bard's Tale 4 after the remasters. But yeah, their biggest game was that they did the Kickstarter for Wasteland 2, and they're also working on Wasteland 3 at the moment, and the Wastelands are basically
Fallout.
reimagining continuations of the original Fallout
Yeah.
franchise.
Yeah.
So what do we think about Microsoft grabbing up these 2 franchises? I know a lot of people are a bit annoyed that Obsidian's getting taken away to a first-party market, but
Yeah.
Wasn't I know. Weren't both of these like heavily rumored already? Like, because I felt when
Obsidian
it was announced,
was. But
when I watched it, I was kind of like, wait, you guys hadn't already announced this officially? Okay, cool, sure. I don't know. They're good acquisitions.
It'll be really interesting, I think, to see what the impact it has on what they then release for E3 next year. Like what the focus will be coming out of them. Exclusives.
just announcing they've acquired more studios, because I don't reckon any studios they've announced at E3 or this make any difference until the Xbox 720 or whatever the fuck it is comes out. Xbox One 2.
1080.
Easy as A,
Well,
B,
I think
C.
it did basically say, Xbox One's pretty much done, and it's going to be everything else moving forward now is going to be their focus, is what I think.
That's what I got from E3, where they were like, here's
But
a bunch
everything
of
we make
announcements for
Everything
next
we
year.
make in the future is going to be playable on the Xbox One, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash, what do you reckon?
I think it's interesting that they've got 2 like history of storied RPG companies, which I don't
similar companies that have worked together as well.
Yeah, which I don't think we've seen much on Xbox, like RPGs.
Not really, no.
Yeah, so something different.
They're known
for them.
for
They've accrued a huge stable of studios now. I think
Their
they've got
studio
more
list
than
is-
PlayStation.
Their studio is stacked.
yes, I think at this stage.
Yeah.
So they've
So got 13.
got the ones they announced on top, like to add on to what they announced at E3, which is where they announced they had the initiative thing, which was a new studio, I believe.
Yep.
And you got Undead Labs, Playground Games, of course, they announced, which was like one of those picking up
Clearly.
something that was already yours, kind
Yep.
of. Like it's big one from E3 that shocked me was the Ninja Theory
Theory
grab, 'cause I was
pickle.
like,
Yeah, that was
no, but Hellblade was my favorite game of last year and it was on PlayStation, but okay, bye. Compulsion Games they picked up, which did
We Happy Few.
what was it? We Happy Few this year, which at the time before that game had come out, I was like, fuck, that's a really big pickup, because I thought We Happy Few was going to be this huge
Awesome
game, I guess, and it kind of came out and just
Yeah.
splattered.
I don't
Some
know.
people liked it, but
It seemed to stream really well. Like there was a lot of We Happy Few on Twitch.
Was there?
But
Yeah, but then nobody bought it.
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. So, and then, adding inXile Obsidian to Minecraft, Microsoft
Mojang.
Global, Rare, Turn 10? I'm mental blanking on what they've even done. And then, of course, 3-4 Industries. You got the Halos up in there. And then Coalition, which sounds like a Australian politics company.
Turn 10 to Forza.
Oh, they work on the other ones when Playground. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's Microsoft's staple going in. We'll see. But once again, everything it is all just them, as I tweeted out, I think after the show, it's just Xbox stacking their deck and then sitting back in the corner going, we lost this gen, but we'll try and get some good karma coming out, which they have, because the E3 conference this year wasn't even about first party stuff or anything. It was just them going, we're going to show off a lot of third party games or indie games that aren't even exclusive to our platform, but because we show them at our show, we get a lot of good karma out of it. And then we're going to announce that we're getting more studios and stuff, and we're just going to sit back here and try and get good karma back, because we started off this gen with everyone hating us because of how the Xbox One released, like a hot shit storm it was. As bad as Sony with PS3, they kind of just swapped them in and out there. So, but here's what I'm hoping, because I was listening to something, I was reading something the other day about, Xbox is definitely going to win the next gen now, which I find such a weird call to make.
The fact that winning is a thing is, ugh.
But I was like, maybe instead of having this continuous swap of who wins, who loses, how about we reach a stage next gen where Sony's kind of learnt their lesson and they're going to come out good, and Xbox has learnt their lessons and they're going to come out good, and we can just have good equal, like one's not going to be terrible and the other one's going to be great. We can actually have both doing good, and it's more even competition, I guess.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so. My biggest thing is
one of them's going to put out a Wii U.
Oh no!
Yeah, Nintendo.
Microsoft and Sony are like bickering siblings. Like, they just back and forth, and they're always trying to outdo each other.
Yeah, but we need that.
We do, but it's not going to reach the point where we're going to be like, yeah, both are doing good. I think one's always going to suck.
Yeah, one's always going to be more dominant than the other.
Yeah.
And let's face it, people, if people are PlayStation people, they're just going to complain about Xbox stuff regardless, and vice versa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even if it was the better console, they wouldn't admit it to themselves, I don't think.
This is true. So we're talking about before Game Pass games being announced. So they announced a total of, I think it was like 17, 18, counting Crackdown, but got a list here not counting Crackdown for games that were announced that were going to be coming to Game Pass soon. A lot of people were meh on the list. I think their focus on Game Pass made sense for the show. It's a service they're trying to push, and I think they're pushing it hard now so they can go into the next generation with it being just an integral part of the next generation's platform. And as far as I'm concerned, Sony has to step up as well and basically migrate PlayStation now into being something similar, which they are, because they added downloading and stuff. And, well, they have to bring it to Australia first, but, yes, Sony has to
eventually
step up to the Game Pass platform as well. So, games coming. PUBG, November 12th. That's passed. It's now there. No one cares.
Yeah, no. It's
No.
past its time. Like, Fortnite's just run off with that kind of race.
Would you like to pay $10.95 or $11.95 a month to play PUBG, or just play Fortnite for free, or just buy Call of Duty and get it over with?
I think, didn't I buy PUBG twice? Yeah, I bought PUBG twice.
You did.
Because I gave you a code.
And you sent me a code.
Yeah, I bought PUBG twice and gave you
You're
a
like,
code.
I pre-ordered it digitally, then I brought the physical. I've got an extra code, Dylan. Here. And I played it once with you.
Yeah. Yep, true story. True story.
And the menus on the Xbox version were atrocious.
Yuck.
And Blackout has really good menus.
Yeah. Blackout's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it is. They got Void Bastards was announced. This is a brand new game that I will come back to in just a sec. Hellblade is coming
Awesome.
December at some
Shocking.
point. Is it-
Well, no. No,
You're acting like it's a studio they picked up at E3 and now they're bringing their game to Game Pass.
Yeah.
That is shocking. This is a good one, I think. A lot of people are like, yeah, that makes sense or whatever. But at the same time,
It's still
This is-
good. Like, it's worth it.
yeah, it's my favorite game of last year is now on a service that gives more people access to it. And it's a game that a lot of people might not have checked out because they're like, I don't really like horror games. It looks like a horror game. It's not a horror game. It looks like a Dark Souls game. I don't want to play. It's not a Dark Souls game. So I feel like if you're already playing for it, Game Pass, then more people will give it a chance and check it out now, which you 100% should. And also, coming to Game Pass, I'm honestly to the point where I'm like, it's been a year since I played it. I'd boot it up on my Xbox and play through it again on that, because then at least I get the achievements again.
Game Pass is a good service, people. Should get it.
It's a good service. I'm not
Should
paying
have.
for it when I don't need it though, because I can just
Exactly.
cancel it. And
Just
it's like
cancel it
Netflix
and
or
then
anything
play
else.
it.
You
Yeah.
go out and in whenever you want to. You just
Just jump in early.
come.
So because Microsoft's like good with like rewarding people for being early adopters of stuff. So buy it now.
I'll tell you what they are good at. When I preemptively paid for it, but thinking like 2 weeks before Forza was coming out, because I'm like, I'm going to get Game Pass and I'll play Forza through that. And then 2 days later, good friends at Xbox were like, here's a review code. I was like, oh, cheers. And then I cancelled my Game Pass because I was like, well, I don't need this now because this is all I'm going to be playing for next month. So I cancelled it and they refunded me because I
That's pretty dope.
Used it.
Good on you, Microsoft.
I was like, good on you, Microsoft. Thanks for that. Could have been dickheads, but good job, everyone. Then you got Ori and the Blind Forest is coming to Game Pass along with Kingdom 2 Crowns in December as well. These make sense. Once again, it's good games. It's just adding to the catalog. And then they did also announce that Ori and the Will of the Wisps will be releasing day and date, which also makes sense. But once again, it's just confirmation. It makes you feel good that they are coming. But like the Crackdown thing, it's like, okay, we get it. We expect this at this point. Then, some other random things. Thief of Thieves Season 1 was announced, and I know shit. When this was announced, I was like, is that a new fucking game? Holy shit, I didn't know about this, because I read that comic. Well, I dropped off the last like 6 or 10 issues, so I'm a bit behind. But I do read that Robert Kirkman comic, and I was like, what the fuck? They made it into a game, and it wasn't Telltale who made it? What is this craziness? And I remember after the show was over, I Googled it, Thief of Thieves Season 1, found out it came out in like June or some shit, and it was put out by Skybound Games. Who'd have fucking thought it? That makes sense. But I had no idea this game exists, and now I'm like, okay, there's another game sitting on Game Pass for when I've got the spare time that I can just pay the money for and jump in and play it instead of purchasing or something. Because it's only been on Steam since June. This is the first console release it's had.
Oh, okay. So, that makes sense. So it really didn't come out before.
Ash with the hot PC shit talking takes. November 22nd, Agents of Mayhem, MXGP3, and Thomas Lone are joining. Thomas Lone is a really good game you should play it if you haven't. And then other games coming that were announced that will be coming day and date release. Day and date release, I think that's how I put it, is Secret Neighbor, Aftercharge, Supermarket Shriek, Ash's Game of the Show.
Ash's Game of the Show.
It was a game at the show, yeah.
It was a game at the show.
That he really poorly explained.
Mutant Year Zero, which is one I'm really excited for.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that one.
Yeah, that's a good pickup for them. So now I'm like, well, fuck, where am I playing it? I don't know, because they're putting on Game Pass. I don't know. See how we go here. But yeah, if you don't know about Mutant Year Zero, I'd suggest looking up the trailer for it, because it's really... it's a CGI trailer. Don't even watch the gameplay one. Just watch the CGI trailer, and you get to a point where you're like, there's a fucking duck here talking. What is going on with this game? And yeah, it's a real-time strategy. Well, yeah, it's like a...
Yeah, XCOM.
XCOM. It's XCOM with a duck and a pig. And a human character. It looks really cool.
Like lizard powers or something? I can't remember.
Yeah. Pathologic 2 and the Good Life also coming. I don't know what either of those are though. So that was a lineup, and then they also released the mobile app, which I did download and have a look at because I'm making a huge fucking deal about it, like it was the best mobile app you've ever heard of in your life. And it pretty much is exactly what you think it does. It just lets you look through Game Pass games, but it does let you from out and about make your Xbox start downloading them while you're out and about. So sure. It's a thing that exists. That's handy if you ever need that thing. So to wrap it back around, Void Bastards was one of the games a new game that was announced that is also coming to Game Pass when it was coming through. When they showed the trailer, I was automatically like, this kind of looks like Borderlands because the art style, it's like the comic booky, cell shaded, yeah, sort of stuff happening. And it's been done by Rational Games co-founder Jonathan Che, who didn't work on the Bioshock, well, not in a directorial role or anything like that, but he was the director of System Shock 2, which I know a lot of people think is way better than any Bioshocks, and that is an internet war fight that a lot of people have to this day. System Shock 2 versus any of the Bioshock games. So yeah, it's going to be a roguelike, kind of, where and then like strategy elements to a degree, where you pilot a ship. And you got to pick a ship or a place to go, and then you plan out how you're going to go in and take it down. You can map out the area and be like, I'm going to go in here and we're going to fucking... You're space pirates, basically. And you put that all out and you have to manage your people on your ship, like food, resources, fuel, this sort of thing. So that all sounds like, fuck no, I don't want to play this game. This sounds silly. But the part it does that's more interesting in the action elements is that instead of like most of these types of games, when you click go do the job, you actually do the job and it switches into a first-person shooter where you partake in the mission and you have to pull it off like a normal first-person shooter. So it's interesting. It combines two different genres that I don't think cross over that much, or not that much that I've seen in any sorts of games. And it looked to have some sort of fun humor, especially the part where if you die on the job, you just get replaced. Like another, that's the roguelike element. You don't stick with one character the whole game. You die, another character comes in, plan out your missions, go for gold. I thought it looked really cool though. Probably one of the standouts. I mean, it is a new game, so and it looks cool. Cell shaded art is attractive as well. So
it looked cool when it originally got renounced as well. So I think it should be fun.
I'd hope so. Talking about fun, Ciaran.
Fun. I like fun. Tell me more, Dylan.
This was one of my favorite things. This is no joke. It sounds like complete sarcasm. This was one of my favorite things shown at the show, and it made me look at a game that I had zero interest in and go, I suddenly want to play this because it looks ridiculous, and it's Just Cause 4. Now, you may be like Dylan, but old Just
Cherie
Cause
loves that game. Cherie's on the game already. She's been all about the Just Cause 4. It's the reason she's on the show this week.
I don't think
true.
so.
Let's
I
go.
think it's
I
out
think you're
yet, Ciaran.
mistaken.
Cherie's already played it. I've seen her like screenshots and stuff.
You're taking the in joke from an E3 to a new podcast at 3 episodes in. How'd it do with our audience? Didn't think
Poorly.
so.
Fine. Audience members.
So yeah,
Educate
you may be
yourself.
like, hey Dylan, Just Cause has always been really ridiculous. That's pretty much the premise of the franchise. However, the newest trailer basically looked like the plot of Fast and Furious 9 to me, and that's all I took it as. It looked like the plot of a Fast and Furious movie. It starts out like a normal Just Cause trailer, and I'm like, I've seen this before, guys. I've seen this. You got Rico. He's a terrible character. I get that no one cares about him as a character in the game. There's a bunch of army dudes and whatever else happening. It's like, Rico, you got to save our country. It's, some person's taken over. Whatever. You get to do crazy things with grapple hooks and all that sort of stuff, which I know someone that loves these games and would spend hours just, grappling stuff together and making it fly up in the sky and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, that's cool. They'd show me videos and I'd be like, that's fun. I like watching the videos. Not something I really wanted to spend a lot of time doing. But then they get to a part in the trailer where they're like, man, there is a giant storm brewing up here. And then they get to a part where Rico's on a car and they're driving the car into the storm. And then the cars are flying up in the storm. And he's on top of the cars and he's grapple hooking stuff in the storm and flying around. And the music's playing. It's like dubstep shit happening. Oh, it was amazing. I'm like, that's cool for a CG trailer. I was impressed. And then they cut to the dude on stage. He's like, yeah, but it's in the game. And then they start showing gameplay and you're going to have these wild tornadoes and shit just flying around in the game that you can fling cars up to and shit.
Yeah, no, there's all different weather effects and natural disasters and stuff that happen in the game that look really fun with that kind of grappling hook, like that crazy element of that game. And I do see the appeal in it. I do see the appeal of, You've done the science. For some reason you've attached a cow to a fence.
Yep.
And you strap a rocket onto it, and you just launch that sucker into a plane that's flying by, and you crash the plane with it. It's funny stuff.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Every time, it's the kind of game I look at where I'm like, if I wasn't doing the Explosion Network and I had more time,
you would make Let's Plays out of it and just videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it looks so stupid.
It looks so stupid. Okay.
It was very intense, the trailer.
It was fucking great. I remember sitting here. I was in bed watching it. And I just remember sitting there going I started shaking my head, smiling at the same time, type of thing. Like, this trailer's fucking amazing. If it was doing a Twitch reacts to it or some shit, you would have had a good clip of me just laughing.
If you're new to the couch, somewhere in between the cushions, Dylan has a secret stash of all the Fast and Furious movies just stashed down the side.
God, always have them handy.
He loves that shit. This is
It's good shit. It's good shit. And this could be the plot of the 9th movie and I'd still pay to watch it.
You could like, you know, if you ever wanted to write a Fast and Furious movie, Dylan, you could like do like the project like set piece within Just Cause, and then
Good idea. That's how I'll pitch it.
And
Hashtag
then pitch
it's
it.
about family. Send
It's
it to him. Got him. No, I don't know if anyone really cares, but I do care. They announced the first expansion for Forza, so it's going to be set in the northern reaches of the British Isles. You're going to be countering.
So they're creating a new part of the British Isles? Is that what's happening?
What's wrong with the
Opened
northern
up
part?
Ireland.
No,
What was wrong?
you gotta go to. No, they're going towards Yorkshire. Like they'll be going to Yorkshire and
I
stuff.
don't know. You tell me. You fucking live there.
Like Northerners. Like they'll be going. You'll be like talking to people that talk a bit like this and like tratters. You see me tratter driving past.
Yeah.
You know, proper job. Like, and you won't. I hope there's NPCs that you can't understand because.
Spoilers,
like,
Kieran. There's 0 NPCs in the game because
Shit.
you'd run them
It's
like,
a driving
like
game.
the people from Lancaster and around that area, you can't. They just swallow their words. It's great.
Wait, I'll take back that. They are NPCs. But they're called non-playable cars. They're not. So yeah, there's going to be lightning storms introduced, which is really cool because the biggest thing. Forza. Here's not talking about my short list for Game of the Year nominees. Forza Horizon 4 is going to be on it. Fantastic fucking game. Absolutely love it. It's great fun, everyone. Really beautiful too. Made me want to upgrade to an Xbox One X because I'm like, this game looks really pretty, but I feel like I'm not getting the full
Enough out of it. That's fair.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was making me feel like. And a lot of that is due to how good the weather effects and stuff in the game is because it changes through the seasons, and each season basically looks like a completely new map. And I mean, they talked about it at E3. We were all watching. You know, we did a conference, watched all the conferences together. And I remember when they were talking about it, it's like because they use keywords, you know, buzzwords like, oh, it feels like a brand new game when it goes from winter to summer.
Cinematic scene.
Yeah, all this sort of shit. And I was like, fuck off. And then you play through the game that changes from summer to winter, and you're like, I don't know where I am. You're doing a race. You've clearly done it before, but because it's in the snow, it literally does feel like a brand new thing. So I'm excited. Every time there's new expansion added, I'm like, cool. That's not just one new couple maps and areas. That's one new expansion area that's got 4 different seasons to go through. So it's a lot more content, in my mind, to look at. If you haven't played Forza, you pick it up on Game Pass right now.
Game Pass.
Yeah, that was
Subscribe now.
that was the right now of the conference, I feel.
Yeah, right now on Game Pass. I don't want to talk about it because I don't really care, but they did announce something with Cats and Pandas, which is Cherie's favorite word.
Panda.
So now she is a Minecraft fan.
Panda.
I don't think so.
Panda.
You sure?
Yep.
I feel I've
No, it was a Minecraft thing.
It was
They
a
added
Minecraft
cats
thing.
and pandas to Minecraft.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Love Minecraft.
I thought you
thought
said that
you
I
like-
loved Minecraft.
Oh,
No, I said
thought
you were
you
about to love
arguing
Minecraft. No, I said
that
you was
if
about
it was
to love.
Minecraft or something else.
They're adding multiplayer to Sea of Thieves, Kieran. Are you going to go back and try it again to beat some nerds on the
No.
seas? No,
No,
that was
you
a
know-
hard no. But this
Nah.
could be this could be an esports mode. This new mode they're adding.
It could be an esports mode.
It could be.
but,
If you don't know, Sea of Thieves is adding a mode called the Arena, which will pit
Yeah.
crews against one another to race to treasure. It's kind of
Race to
sounds
the
cool to
booty.
me.
They
Yes,
were
they
very
It sounds like
excited
that-
about it.
It sounds like they're adding game to the game finally.
More game on the game on the PlayStation.
Actual game into the game.
It sounds like they're
Yeah.
adding stuff that's interesting to Sea of Thieves once. There's my hot take.
Yeah.
You were so hyped for this game, and then
I
feel like
was. And then I sailed around the sea by myself for a couple hours, and I was like, fuck.
The best part about
I don't
that
have
game,
a crew.
the best part about that game is that you can be an old fat lady and not wear clothes and have a beard.
My favorite part was playing me musical instruments as me ship sank. And me first mate Cluckles the chicken.
What if
I
I, said
lost him.
what if I said I'll download it to try the competitive multiplayer?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm not as popular as NATO J with his many battalions of ships, but
No,
I'm a
it's-
trusty crew member.
It's fine. I don't actually expect to win. I just want. It's fine. They announced some State of Decay 2 stuff. I don't think anyone. You never even played that, did you? Did you play State of Decay 2, Kieran?
No. I wanted to, but I had a bad taste in my mouth still from State of Decay 1. It was a cool game, but I didn't like how the world carried on when I was away from my Xbox. So I'd leave it for a couple of days and come back, and like everything I'd worked on is dead or been destroyed.
Didn't you know it's a Tamagotchi game they expected you to take to work?
Exactly. Yeah, on your non-portable console.
Yeah, that's fine. What they announced wasn't that big of a deal. They put out this whole trailer for this Zedhuner pack, right? But it's pretty much a crossbow and a bunch of other things. And really, I felt like the whole point of them talking about it was just leading to them saying, and we've got some really exciting stuff coming next year, guys. We're going to add stuff that you really want, everyone. It's going to be exciting. And all the stated 2 players, which are like 5 at this stage, I feel of all the people I follow on Twitter, there are 1 or 2 people who... One of them, I know Matt Hewson from Player 2 tweets about it a lot, for instance, and he's a big fan, I know, to the point where I wouldn't be surprised if he had it in his like top 10 of the year, which is crazy because I don't think the game, from what I saw, was all that interesting, and most of the buzz was like meh. But there's an audience, I guess, and that's why they're making content. But I'd rather see people, like, if these games come out kind of splat, they at least try to, they're trying to fix what people have problems with, I guess. They then showed off a bunch of Devil May Cry 5 stuff. You care about, Ciaran.
I do care about Devil May Cry.
I've never played any. I don't think Ash has played any.
I don't think Ash really cares either. He's not even in his chair.
Cherie's first podcast is
Cherie's
spoiling
just
behind the
ruined
scenes.
it. Behind the curtain, we have just...
Sorry, I'll just go now, guys.
Never mention if someone leaves. So they showed off a bunch of Devil May Cry 5 stuff, and by a bunch of stuff, it was pretty much an 8-minute trailer that led to them announcing a demo mode.
Yep, I'm cool with that. It was a fun trailer. I don't know why. I always find Devil May Cry trailers really fun, just because of the style of music they use, just the type of characters. Like Dante is in general a really fun character. I can't remember the new character's name, but he looks really cool as well. So. I'm excited.
Is Dante the one with the gun on his hand, or is that the other one?
No, that is No, that's not Virgil.
You're a big fan. You fucking fake.
I can't remember the names off the top of my head. Virgil's his brother, and the other one with the gun is Virgil's kid, and I can't remember his name.
Well, no, you got a Mega Man Buster now. Is my main takeaway from the trailer.
Yep, Mega Man Buster. Capcom, let's just do it. Let's just slap more shit in there.
We want this game to be very serious, so we've added Mega Man Buster because
Devil May Cry is not a serious game.
It looks pretty serious.
You use demon bodies as skateboards to ride around the areas.
Look, you're saying that like Bayonetta did some weird stuff too, but it's a very serious
Ashley,
game.
how are you?
I was here the whole time. I definitely
didn't reveal behind the curtain on that one.
Definitely didn't need to go away to blow my nose. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh dear. So they announced, and then the other thing they announced was they showed a trailer for Lara Croft's first DLC, which is out a couple of days ago at this point.
Wow, announcing Just Cause 4 DLC before the game even comes out.
Ash, why are you doing a joke that's not even on the show?
Joke.
Why are you doing that?
So the Forge is the first of 7 or 6 DLCs that they're putting out, which they're all going to be tombs that you can play through and Shadow the Tomb Raider. The only big interesting thing that I had from this that I had no idea if it was announced before because I wasn't paying too much attention to any Shadow the Tomb Raider news was that you can play through this in co-op. It's a co-op thing. I was like,
that's cool.
Didn't even know that's a thing. And they kind of brushed over it. I was like, okay, like there's another character.
It worries
in the DLC.
me if they brushed over it.
Sister or brother?
No, you
it's
play
like
as Jonah.
Character.
You'd probably play as Jonah, or is it?
No. It's a new character.
It's a new character
for the DLC story. Some lady character.
Cherie, did you finish Tomb Raider?
I don't know. You'll have to wait until the rest of the podcast to find out, won't you?
Oh, okay.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, I see. My future skills. Okay.
Last 2 things. First, really cool thing Microsoft did was they announced this hashtag GiveWithXbox. So from now until December 9th, if you tweet a picture of what gaming with other people means to you, whatever and however you want to tell that in photo form, and hashtag the GiveWithXbox, Microsoft will donate $5 of Xbox goods up to $1 million of Xbox goods that are going to be split to 3 different charities. So be aware of, tweet a picture, help out.
Nice.
Do that. Good old Microsoft, you know.
Good on you, Microsoft. So you walk down the street and there'll be like a homeless person with a Microsoft beanie on. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe the charity services were anything to do with homeless people.
No, it's
Because
like
that wouldn't make any fucking
Gamers
sense.
Outreach, that sort of stuff. But, you know, maybe they've got some leftover EXO merch that they
Help
can just
me
give
out
away.
with the bit, Microsoft. God
Yeah.
damn it.
One of the other big things that I was really excited about, because back in the day, it was something I'd read about all the time, and when I first started getting into like reading about games a lot and listening to a lot of IGN podcasts and stuff, it was always talked about, it was always a big deal, and I didn't have an Xbox, so I always missed out, and I just got to live along the hype for many years, which was Summer of Arcade. And Summer of Arcade ran from 2008 until 2013, and then they stopped doing it. And what it was a several month long, or couple, it was like 2 months, I think.
It was 3 months normally.
3 months?
Yeah.
Summer's, yeah. I don't know. How long's it? How long's summer, Kieran? You know,
goes
how
up-
long is summer?
It's objective, you know.
it's objective. Where they would, it was basically a promotion event where they would drop all these games, and there was a partnership with Microsoft to put out these games. So a lot of big games came out of it over the years. Braid, Castle Crashers, Limbo, Shadow of Complex, Trials HD, Bastion, From Dust, Dust on Elysian Tale, Brother A Tale of Two Sons. These were all games that came out of the Summer of Arcade event. Yep. They stopped it in 2013, and the person who was in charge of the indie co-partnership, whatever stuff at the time, I remember reading it in interviews years and years ago, when asked about it by someone why they don't do it anymore in like 2015 or something, said that they don't do it anymore because indie game publishing has changed so much since when they first started it, and indie games publishers or developers basically just put out games whenever they want now. They just do it. They don't really rely so much on they don't really rely so much on Xbox anymore. More people are willing to, you know,
back themselves.
Perception of indie games is better now than it used to be.
Yes, way better. So that's why they haven't done it. They're bringing it back. They didn't say anything more about service, so that's, of course, interesting. They will be announcing what the games are at the Game Awards come December, so we'll find out more then. But I think it's interesting considering how many big, massive indie hits have come out of the service over the years before. So you'd assume if they bring it back, there must be some worthwhile reason or something that they've done there, or it's just good karma anyway. You know, they help bring out a bunch of indie games. People are like, good old Xbox helping publish these games. Good job, everyone.
I think, you know, they're in some ways they're going back to what made them the powerhouse they were during the Xbox 360 era. Going back to the OG stuff.
Yeah, they're just reverting to everything. Summer Arcade's back. We're doing this. We're doing that.
Yeah, we're doing this. Hey, remember you guys like this? Come back.
We're doing it again. Last piece of news before we move on. This week, a trailer dropped. And we're going to talk about a movie trailer because, of course, it is a video game trailer. However, if you want to hear more movie talk, you should check out a movie podcast called What Do You Want to Watch, hosted by one Ashley Hopley.
That's
available every fortnight or bi-weekly, or however the fuck you say it in your part of the world. Yeah, we say fortnightly here, but yeah.
This coming Friday.
That's the one.
This coming Friday, you know. Apparently I'm banned from the show, I got told before we started recording, everybody, so you won't hear me.
You certainly won't hear Kieran. But they dropped a trailer for Pokemon Detective Pikachu, which I think is a bad title. I think it should
they need to drop the Pokemon.
They need to drop the Pokemon part and just get rid of that from the outright. But we've all watched it, I assume, at least once.
Mm-hmm.
What did we all think? Ash.
It looks great. It looks really good. I read a Reacts article. This was a headlining trailer. I can't believe they actually did it. This project's been going around for a bunch of years, and I think we've joked about it a bunch of times on What Do You Want to Watch? So yeah, I can't believe they actually pulled it off.
Well, it sounded like a joke when they announced it.
Yeah. So looking forward to Pokemon Buddy Cop movie.
Yeah. Cherie, what do you reckon?
I think it looks awesome as well. And I think they're playing it smart by bringing it out around the same time, like dropping the trailer around the same time as Pokemon Let's Go and obviously like the new game incoming for next year. So I feel like they're definitely working on bringing more Pokemon, like new Pokemon fans on board. But I reckon that's what this movie will also do, because it's going to totally open up to the games, even if they're not related at all. But I reckon it looks super, super cute. I watched the trailer several times.
Ciaran.
I thought it was really bizarre when the announcement came out. Earlier the year when Ryan Reynolds was going to be voicing Pikachu, and I was like, just coming off watching Deadpool 2, it was around about then. But God, he does it the character is so much fun because it's Ryan Reynolds, because it's almost. I saw a cartoon of Deadpool climbing out of a Pikachu costume, and then them just be like, "This is what Detective Pikachu is." And I've never thought of Pikachu in that kind of way, as being that kind of character if they could talk. And it makes that fascinating kind of that thing of. We know these Pokemon being all cute and stuff, saying their name as their, so what would they be like if they could actually talk and express themselves to us in a manner that we could understand? But no, I had a lot of fun with it. It seemed there's a lot of times where it's like, oh, it's real life action version of this, and you're like, oh no, this could be bad. This could be done really incorrectly, but the animation seems really fun. The world seems really cool. Yeah, I'm down for it. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it looks too good to be true, is how I describe it.
Yep.
I watched it. I remember I watched it on my phone, and I was like, holy shit, this is really good. And then I watched it again on my TV, because if there's a good trailer, it gets upgraded to having to watch it on the TV. Even when I do reacts with Ash, a lot of time, if there's a trailer that I watch with Ash that I like, I have to rewatch it later on something bigger than my monitor or my mobile phone. So that means I like the trailer. That means it's a double thumbs up, as we say at the Explosion Network.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds' voice is Pikachu. Weird, but I'm fine with it. It's odd, but yeah, I don't know how they've pulled it off. It seems to just work really, really well somehow. One interesting thing though I want to know is if Nintendo has a Detective Pikachu port plan for the Switch or a sequel for that game before, because that would have to happen.
They're throwing money into a well. I mean,
because I at one point was going to sell both my 3DSs because I'm like, I don't fucking use these things. They announced Detective Pikachu and I was like, fuck, all right, I'll sell one, I'll keep one just so I can play Detective Pikachu when it comes out, like 2 years ago or whatever it was, a year and a half ago. It came and went. I still haven't played it. I bought the Amiibo because the idea of having to play something on my 3DS was like, fuck, come on, I don't want to do that. I really don't want to use that fucking thing. Like, I'm past it. I've got my Switch. Just put all these fucking games on my Switch at this point.
3DS is more underappreciated than your Vita.
No, yes, 3DS had its time. As soon as the Switch was out, I'm just like, why would I want my 3DS to exist? So I'm hoping they announce a port. I'd surely think they're either going to announce they're going to do a sequel for Detective Pikachu or announce a port to the Switch. I'm hoping possibly both would make sense. Port the 3DS one for a lot of people like me who are like, fuck this, I'd like to play it, but I'm not playing that. My 3DS
maybe
is
they
done.
don't, because I get a feeling that it's going to be nothing like it. To be fair.
Oh no, it's nothing like it, but it's still just the name.
It's still something to go. It links in.
Still something to make money off.
Some kid watches the Detective Pikachu movie. Their parent goes into EB Games looking for a Christmas or birthday present. They see Detective Pikachu. They're going to buy it. Like, it's smart business.
It's money waiting to be made. So
yeah,
I hope they port it for their sake to make money, and I hope they port it so I can play it.
It's a win-win. Did you expect the Pokemon to be so furry?
There's been a lot of complaints about it.
I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear anything.
I don't mind it. It's just whenever I've imagined Pokemon, I'm like, they're all just like, kind of
sleek,
plasticky. Like they weren't furry, but I'm like, well, as soon as I saw my fur, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Pikachu's supposed to be a mouse, I guess. So,
did you see any of the pictures of what people were saying? Here, if you wanted it to look like this, it would look like, it would guinea pigs, those pink little
creepy.
Horrible monsters and creepy shit. Yeah, so they made the right decision. It's like, look, you're used to watching a cartoon, you're used to playing a game. Yes, they look like a certain thing in these things, but now they've got live action real world actors and stuff to play off, so we've had to make some choices. They still look like the Pokemon, but just because they're furrier or something, it doesn't like Charizard still looks like Charizard. He looks like he has more fur, like sure, but it still looks like Charizard. You can still tell it's Charizard. I don't care. Mr. Mime doesn't look like he's made out of like an actual machine or something like that, because in the game Mr. Mime looks like an actual doll, like a wooden or plastic or something like that, and in this
he looks plastic.
like old Pokemon. It's a bit more fluffy, I guess. So but at the same time it makes old Pokemon look more alike in tone, like the same type of species, I guess, because they all have a certain fluffiness to them. I have no problem. Pikachu was cute, cool.
He was. That's the most important thing.
Pika Pika.
If they screwed that up,
that's it. The Bulbasaurs look cool.
Yeah,
My
they
favorite
herds.
I saw a meme that was like, "Oh, kids these days get a Pokemon movie and their Pokemon look like this," and it was like Jigglypuff next to each other. But they were like, kids back in my day wanted a Mario movie, and we got this, and it was a picture of the Goomba, and then the Goomba they got in the Mario and Luigi movie that was atrocious. It looks nothing like it, and I appreciate
the Mario
it.
movie is something. it's what it is. It's a child's worst nightmare. But so I'm looking forward to it. Talking about Pokemon, let's move in to what we've been playing this week. None of us have been playing Fallout 76. But some of us have certainly been playing Pokemon. And by some of us, I mean specifically half of us. And by half of us, I mean myself and Cherie.
That was a road.
That was
Country road, take us home.
No.
Stop
to Pikachu.
Stop
We're going to get a copyright strike.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it was that good, wasn't it? It was
was
spot
that
on.
good.
It really was that good. So Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was released the day of recording, or yesterday if you're listening to the day of release of this podcast. It is a really good, brand new Pokemon game that is really accessible, really fun if you're an old old franchise fan. I don't know, lost words. Fan of the franchise. It's really cute. It's got simple mechanics. But my favorite thing about it so far is that it's got simple mechanics, and it is it just reminds me of the game I played. Like my first Pokemon game was Yellow. My first handheld console was a Game Boy, and was playing Yellow. And this is basically a remake of Blue through to Yellow. Those 3 games plus Leaf Green, I guess, and whatever else the remake ones they did. I'll combine the remakes into the new remake. The original Kanto region, the original 151 Pokemon. This is it. I'm having a really great time. I've put like 5-6 hours into it. I've played it in all different variations that you can play it in, control-wise, to make sure I was having a good time with all of them. I've played with the Pokeball Go, what's the fuck's it called? Pokeball Plus, which is the little bowl that comes with it. That's fun. That's the funnest way to play the game, but also the worst way to play the game, because it does, it makes getting into certain menus really fucking hard and basically impossible to a point. So you can't get into your bag, you can't do certain things. However, playing the game and just capturing Pokemon with the Pokeball is satisfying as fuck, because you throw the ball and then the ball lights up and vibrates every time the Pokeball's shaking on screen, and then when it locks, you feel it lock, and then the sound of the Pokemon will come through the Pokeball when you capture them. So that's really fun.
Is it easy to switch between controls?
It takes I don't know, 5 seconds.
Yeah, you have to go into the menu.
You just go into
as a
settings.
menu, it's not just seamless.
It'd be great if they just had an option where whenever you can decide whenever you try to catch Pokemon.
Just
you can
sensed
use
it.
Yeah, that would be better, but no.
Yeah, but no,
that's what I'm saying. The Pokeball Plus is a really fun. That's what it is. It's just fun. It is not practical, but it is fun. And if I'm having a really great time of it because of just the fun aspect of it, just I can imagine little kids also would have as much fun, if not more fun, throwing that Pokemon. Like if I had the Plus Pokeball when I was a kid, I would have been having the best time ever, and I wouldn't have cared that I couldn't get into certain menu systems. I would have been like, fuck those menu systems anyway. Who needs them? I just want to.
Are the menus way cooler?
Nah, fuck that. Don't need the menus. Just play the game, catch the Pokemon. I played with the Joy-Cons, which is basically, it's the same as using the Pokeball. You motion controls, throw it at screen. It does allow you more buttons to use. So you basically only use one Joy-Con you just use one Joy-Con or use the Pokeball Plus when you're playing on your TV. You don't use both Joy-Cons. You can't put them in the thing together to play it. It's just you're holding one Joy-Con, you need one analog stick, and then that's it. The game is designed around like 3 buttons and then flinging the controller to capture Pokemon. When you go into battles, it is your normal Pokemon battles. You click your attack, you click moves, you can use items, potions, you can switch Pokemon. All the stuff is intact when it comes to battles. It is simply the capturing of Pokemon stuff that is really, really different. But at the same time, I'm enjoying it because it is a lot more simpler and relaxing and more just fun. It's just fun. You can do it mindlessly to a point where you just move around. So
you don't accidentally crit on the Pokemon you've been trying to catch.
You can't accidentally kill the Pokemon you're trying to capture because you no longer have to fight the Pokemon you're trying to capture.
Yeah.
And then the other third way to play is obviously handheld, which I think is probably, after trying them all, is the most all-around best way to play the game, I think, because it feels better in your hands to have 2 hands on something. Like, just using one Joy-Con feels weird because you kind of like, what am I doing with my other hand? Where am I putting it? What am I doing with it? It just feels really odd. So at least when you're playing with your Switch handheld in front of you, both hands are on it. You feel like you're connected to the game. Both hands are involved in the game and you're doing something. And then the part that really scared me when they announced the game, that has since turned out to be not a huge deal, is when you're capturing Pokemon, even in handheld, you do have to use the motion controls of the Switch to move around to follow the Pokemon, and then you press A to throw the Pokeball. Which, when they said that it was going to need motion controls to do, I was like, oh, am I going to be sitting there and flinging my fucking Switch up and down to try and like throw the Pokemon?
Throw the ball,
but
and then you throw your Switch?
Yeah, no, you just press A to throw the ball, so you don't have to fling it for any sort of momentum for the ball. It is simply using the gyroscope to track the Pokemon left to right if they move left to right, which a lot of Pokemon at the start of the game don't even move, so you don't even need to use the motion controls. You get to some harder Pokemon, like Abra was always a problem to capture in these games. It used to just teleport away in the originals whenever you try to catch it. So, of Pokemon legendaries, I'm sure same sort of thing. They're going to move all over the screen, be harder to catch. But I'm having a really great time. Cherie, though, it's your first ever Pokemon game.
Full Pokemon. What? I've only played bits and pieces of Red and Blue. And yeah, I mean, just even going into the menu screen, it's just so damn cute. Like, I just said to Dylan, I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to survive this game, because every 5 seconds I'm like, they're so cute. They're so cute. Look at it. It's so cute. Oh, I've got to play the game. So I'm only playing in handheld mode. I tried initially with the Joy-Con, and yeah, I agree. It feels weird to just use one. And yeah, I'm not having any issues. From what I'd read previously about everyone complaining constantly about it, I'm not having any issues so far. I don't see any problems. Like Dylan said, it might be weirder later on, but at the moment, I'm only I only played probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very cute, very simple, very like something that you can just easily jump in and out of. Definitely something like that is going to bring on, I think, new people for sure in the Pokemon universe.
I guess this is my question for Dylan, because I know I've read a bit about the Pokemon that are available in each version. It's interesting, like which Pokemon, like you can't get Sandshrew in Let's Go Eevee, and you can't get Ekans.
Bellsprout, it was really random Pokemon.
It's not even like, it's not even special stuff. It's just random Pokemon you can't get. Do you think that affects it much, or is it just like that's them trying to coax people into trading and interacting?
It's just the same as all the other games. Why they release 2 versions is they've always got to have exclusive Pokemon for them. Yeah, and this one isn't going to have any sort of exclusive legendaries, which is usually the point of interest, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah, they would want to get people in the trading, but at the same time, even if you're not going to be trading with someone, or you don't know someone who owns the other version of the game, you can just open up Pokemon Go and trade in the Pokemon you need from Pokemon Go, because that's the other big thing. You link up Pokemon Go with this. I haven't reached the point, if you played the original game, you reach a point in the game where there's a safari.
Yep.
In this game, there is not going to be the safari as you know it, where in the original you'd catch things like Chansey, Executor, Oars, Execute, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Instead, it's going to be a Go Park. So you transfer Pokemon over from your Pokemon Go game, and they will go into that park, and then you can run around and you have to find them in the park and capture them there.
Yep.
So-
okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. You can transfer all the Pokemon. You can't transfer Pokemon back, though. You can only transfer Pokemon into Let's Go.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
But it does mean you can be out and about with your phone, capture a Pokemon and be like, this is going to do sweet fuck all on my game. It's really not doing anything for me on Go. But if I transferred it to Let's Go, I could train this up to be something of interest in that particular game. So
Okay, that's cool.
it's an
I like
interesting
that.
feature. There is some really other random things that they've added that I don't haven't proved. I've read they get a little bit weirder as the game continues, but so far, I've done 2 gyms so far, and both gyms, and I can
So you've
presume
done
all of
rock
them.
and water?
I've done Brock and Misty, so yeah.
Yeah.
When you walk in, you have to meet a certain requirement to get access to the gym. So for Brock, they're like, show me a water Pokemon to be able to fight this gym. And you have to show them, or no, a grass Pokemon, something like that. And you have to have that in your party and show them. For Misty, it was like, show me a Pokemon that's level 20. And I've read that it gets really a little bit more obscure or something as you continue or harder. But at the same time, it's the game trying to make it easier for you to point out weaknesses and say you should be at least
That's
this
fair.
level to do the gym. And the game is also a lot easier, especially the EV version is the easiest by far because you can't evolve your EV into Vaporeon, Flameon, or Jolteon, any of EV's evolutions. You can capture another EV and evolve that, but the one you start
That's
the EV version with, you can't evolve it because they don't want you to. It's the same as Pikachu. You can't evolve it to Raichu. You can capture another Pikachu and evolve it to Raichu, but they want the Pikachu and the EV just to stay as they are. But the EV, you can teach it an electric, water, and fire move that you couldn't normally in other versions of the game.
Yep.
So that means
That's because
if
they're
you-
trying to make it interesting.
Yeah, well, it also means the EV version is a lot easier than the Pikachu one because you can
Yeah.
you can have an EV know a fire, water, electric move as well as a ground move or something like that, which means
Yeah.
you just got so much more going on. The game also has way more potions available at certain points. You'll approach like a Team Rocket type thing, and it's like, here's a bunch of potions and revives. Here, let me help you out. So the game's a lot soft bowling you. It's
Yeah.
definitely not as hard.
So is it
it's
pretty
fine.
much the same as the originals, just sort of ported? Do you still go around and talk to random people about stuff, or
Do you still go around and talk to
Like,
random
to
people?
random
You
you just run into random buildings and start talking
yeah,
to
you
the
can run around
occupants?
it. Well, yeah, so most of the buildings are the exact same places to the point where some of them seem odd. So you get to, I can't remember the city's name, you get to the city where you'd usually pick up the bike in the original game where you obviously hop on it.
Viridian?
Cerulean.
It's V something, that's for sure.
It's Viridian or Verulium. It's one of them. Yeah.
You get to the point where you get the bike. You don't get a bike in this game though, because you don't need a bike because you just get a Pokemon that's big enough and you can fucking ride on it. So, but the bike shop's still there, but you just can't
But
get
that
a bike.
means-
For
You
people who
can't-
can't
you
catch
don't-
Pokemon.
But that means that you can't get yelled at by Professor Oak for trying to ride your
Trying to
bike
ride his
indoors.
bike in the face? No, you can't. So,
You get yelled for
the
riding
game-
your Pokemon inside.
the game also promotes capturing way more than any of the others, like capturing in excessive amounts. So, of course, all the other games were about capturing, but it's kind of like, oh, you've caught a Pidgey once, why would you bother capturing it again in the normal version of the games? This one, you get a combo. So if you're capturing the same type of Pokemon one after another, it changes the combo, and the higher the combo, the more experience points you're getting per capture. And then also once you get it up to a capture chain of 31, it increases your chances of seeing shinies in the wild. So they want you to chain capture Pokemon. They want you to do that, make that part of the game, to the point that when you defeat random trainers in the wild, some will give you money, but the majority of the time, trainers in the wild are just giving you 3 Pokeballs or something.
Okay.
It's like-
I was about to ask that. Do you have an unlimited supply of Pokeballs, or do you have to go around to Poke?
No, you have to buy them.
Ooh.
But you're also
Microtransactions?
by battles. Yeah, no. Fuck.
You
You start with like
Microtransactions.
40, like it's like 50 or something, isn't it?
You started with 50, and I used them all up before I left Pallet Town.
Really? Oh no! Is that because you're a bad throw, or just
I know.
No,
I
there's
got-
just so
I
many
got-
Pokemon.
I got a chain of 60 Bellsprouts up trying to get a shiny, and then so what breaks the chain is if you capture another Pokemon. So you can get into a battle with another Pokemon, you can run away with it as long as you don't capture it, or you dodge them, because this is the first Pokemon game.
Okay,
of course,
so you
where
can still fight other Pokemon.
No.
No.
You don't fight them. You just run into them. So they're on the
okay.
wild. This is the first Pokemon game where you actually see them on the screen too. You know.
Oh,
so
okay.
You can run around them and they'll pop up. You don't. There's no wild grass, random encounters, shit happening in this game. So I got a Bellsprout train up to a ridiculous amount because I was trying to get a shiny because I'd read about the 31 thing. But then I ran into a battle with a Bellsprout and it ran away from me and it broke my chain. And then I was like, well, fuck this shit. And then I did all my Pokeballs. I was like, I guess I'll go back to actually playing the game at this point. But yeah, that was fun. But shiny hunting is going to become a thing with this game because I feel like out of all the Pokemon games, it's the easiest to shiny hunt because all you got to do is chain Pokeball capturing and then increases your chances of getting shinies and stuff.
The only thing I'm not sure
so
how long I have to last for is the sound it makes when you level up.
What?
I can't remember what it is. It's like but it's worse than that, I think.
It's exactly
because if you level up like your whole
that
party, then it's just so many at once. Yeah. And then like
level up 5
2 seconds
Pokemon
later, you're on to the next Pokemon, and it's like, oh no.
Yep. Yeah, wait until what happens to me. I believe it or not, at the start of the game, I had a whole parties of EVs and Bellsprouts for some reason, and they were all leveling up at the exact same pace, which means that when they all evolved to Weeping Bell, I had 5 evolutions all happen, which was 5 old level up sounds, like all after a row, and then 5 evolutions, 4 or 5 evolutions all in a row, and I was like, fucking hell, just please end me. Take these Weeping Bells away.
Bellsprouts evolving.
Oh dear, but yeah, no, it's really good. It's definitely. I just think it's a lot of fun and there is depth to it as you get along for people who want to have it. For that quote-unquote more hardcore fans, be that you're shiny hunting or you're hunting the perfect IV Pokemon, which is what everyone does in Go and most of our games. That's your hardcore stuff, which is in this game if you want to get into the meta and stuff. But at the same time, it also is the most simplistic and easy, accessible of all Pokemon games as far as I'm concerned. And put it out there in case you don't know, I haven't played the last several generations because I kind of got sick of the formula of Pokemon and jumped off for a little bit. But this game has got me back in. Obviously, I brought this, and Go got me back into Pokemon, really. That's the thing for a lot of people, I believe, as well. Yep. Go got them back into Pokemon. They announced this game. It's similar to Go. It's simplistic, same throwing mechanisms and stuff as Go. So I'm like, cool, I'll play this. But now, when they put out the next core, or however they word it, Pokemon game next year, I'm probably going to get that now. Whereas I honestly didn't really. I'd been off the franchise train for a while, so it's really, really good though, and I'm going to be having a great old time playing it.
Yeah.
Would you recommend the Pokemon Plus for people picking it up? Pokeball Plus.
Pokeball Plus. Pokemon Plus. Chuck a Pokemon at people. The Pokemans.
If everything I just said about it you understood and you're willing to just accept that it's fun but not practical at all.
They I pointed out to Dylan today they've got a new trainer guide coming out in December, which I found really interesting because that's definitely like opening up for new comers to Pokemon, I feel.
I think the whole game's just because I don't have access to numbers. I reckon they've died off a little bit for Pokemon the last 5-10 years or something. And I reckon Pokemon Go had higher numbers than the last Pokemon game. So this is them literally just being like, how do I get all these people back as best we can? And they're going to do so well. They're going to get so many people back in. But this game, Pokemon Go, Detective Pikachu movie, all leading up to the next Pokemon Switch game, which will probably release holiday season, like this time next year, if hopefully. I was to guess. Yeah, like because the movie's going to come out between then, this game's going to run its course. So, Pokemon, it's going to return,
taking over the world.
Good job. Keep it up,
this is also to point out, I was a really big fan. I was also a really nerdy kid who had a Pokemon vest in primary school and wore it, like an Ash Ketchum one. You know, like no sleeves vest. It had a little Pokemon symbol there. Yeah.
Oh no!
I got bashed.
I got bashed. Did you wonder why as a kid? Like,
No,
why are they picking on me?
You don't think about it. other things to do with my childhood that have come out this week though. This is the oddest recollection I had yesterday or this morning. I was like, holy shit! The two games I've put the most time into playing this week are literally more or less just remakes of games I played as a kid. It's like it's really really weird. So the other one was Spyro Reignited Trilogy. It's Spyro. Did you like Spyro when it was on the PlayStation 1? If you answered that question with yes, well done. You'll enjoy this game. It is just Spyro. I that is honestly what it boils down to. It's pretty much the same as the Crash thing. It's like, but this is more accessible than Crash. Way more accessible.
Way more, because it's not even accessible. You can just play and just have fun and just chill out. You don't have to try and ace levels. Like, it isn't as in your face with.
There's no timer.
Crash. There's no timers. It's just chill.
Play at your own leisure.
Play the
thing.
Game. You have this chill. Obvious little, like, you don't fuck up once and die if you don't have a mask. It's just like you have Sparks, and Sparks is there changing color. You changing color? Oh no!
Changes the color of your controller too. There's a new feature for you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just go burn a sheep and get the little butterfly from inside the sheep, and Sparks is good again.
Yeah, so I've already platinumed the first one. That took about 5.5 hours. Very quick platinum. Good old time. I remembered most of the levels and where the locations of some of the really... So the hardest level to 100% is the treetop fucking thing. However, I remembered the ridiculous nonsense that you had to do to find the gems in that level, which involves going off speed humps, doing 180 turns in the air, and then going off another speed humps while you're charging around. It's absolute nonsense, but... I was like, I did this as a kid. I can do it now. Falls off the edge, dies. I'll do it the second try. Then it's fine.
That is like the worst issue in the game. That's like the most. That's the main way that I die is just constantly falling off the side.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say, Cherie, because I'm into the second one now, and I'm having a great time. The second one and third one I feel are way more fun and accessible because you get more abilities and there's more characters and there's a little bit more story happening in different worlds. But Cherie, you're on the first one. At the moment, your experience is hating egg people.
The egg catchers are so much. The egg thieves are like,
hating
memories.
the egg catchers and also the flying levels. They're just not my friend. I just suck at flying. But yeah, no, I think it's really good. It's like you just jump into it. Again, like really simple, just enjoyable, relaxing until you hit egg people. And then you're like, fuck this guy.
I appreciate that Toys for Bob have made some of the hardest parts of the games. They've actually made them easier. Like they work better so that you don't have some of the frustrating moments in the past. So
the controls are better in the first Spyro. Spyro does not control like a hot tank in the first game.
Spyro
controls like...
Unless you're watching somebody who knows the game back and forth and has like to this year played and they're like, I need to swap this back to the controls of the original one even though they're hot garbage.
Well, I think what's really good, it's kind of different because like Dylan and I having very different experiences because I think I only played number 2 as a kid and it was on my next door neighbor's console, so I'm not as familiar with the game, so it's interesting to be able to kind of just jump into it and just see it with fresh eyes, I guess, but just, have fun.
Are you having fun?
I like it so far.
Spyro's great. They get much better in like the set. Like I think Ripto's Rage was my least favorite of the 3, but at the same time they take steps to expand the cast of characters and they bring in more characters with more stuff in it, which is fun. And I also appreciate that they decided to do more writing for the dragons in Spyro 1 instead of just having like the 100th, like the 20th dragon in the row say thanks and leave.
They're all voiced now and they're all way more animated and colourful. Although the majority of them have stories to tell or something to say, but then every now and then you still run into one who's like, thanks for saving me. And that's it. You're like, where's your fucking story, mate? The rest of your friends had something interesting to say. Jesus.
It was probably the game I was most bummed about because I couldn't buy any games this week because car registration's a thing apparently.
Nah.
And so, there's a whole heap of stuff coming out and I'm like, I just want to play Spyro. I'm like,
Get off
I will. On Tuesday.
I made the time. I found the time for 3 games this week.
It's not about time. It was about the money. It was about the money this week. Tuesday. Are we getting it?
Sell some Overwatch loot boxes or something.
Doesn't work like that, sadly.
Yeah, no, Spyro is really good. Talking about games that aren't remakes of any sort, though. Cherie, you finished up Shadow of the Tomb Raider. No more fucking Just
Yes, I
Cause
did.
jokes. I swear to fucking God, I'll kill someone. You're the only person here who's played all three through. I think you're the only person who's finished the second one. I don't think even Kira finished the second one, did you? No, yeah.
No, I
So
didn't make it
you're
through
the
the second
You're the
one.
Tomb Raider expert of the Explosion Network, officially titled now. What is your opinions on the finale to the first trilogy or final trilogy, depending on if they're like, it didn't sell enough, fuck this game, bye, we're not doing enough for 10 years.
I really liked it. I was thinking about this the other day, like whether I preferred it over the second one or the first one, or like, what I preferred the story, I think, than the other games. The gameplay, I don't think I enjoyed it as much as number 2. I think and a lot of people have had the same complaint. It's just like, there's a lot of swimming in it. I didn't enjoy the swimming. Like, I just dreaded it every time it came up, and there's a lot of it. And the combat's very different to the other games, so I don't think I enjoyed that side of it as much either. And I found like it kind of, the way that you upgraded your weapons and stuff like that, it was different to the second one. So later on in the game, I found that you weren't as experienced in your weapons and things like that as what you probably should have been, because you do upgrade them differently compared to the other games. But I really liked the collecting. That's my favorite part in the Tomb Raider games. I enjoyed the story. I didn't have any problems, and yeah, I finished it. I've only got I think 5 trophies left to get the plat. I did all the combat trophies and everything, so yeah, I enjoyed it. It's
Proud of you.
It was definitely a different feel to the other games, that's for sure. It was definitely a lot darker.
Well, I mean, I looked up the ending, but it's fine.
You looked up the
Jeez.
end. Honestly, all I've seen is every now and then when I go to my parents' house, my dad's playing through it at the minute, so I've had to do a couple puzzles for him.
Did you say puddles or puzzles? 'Cause
Puzzles.
I'm glad they left the
Puzzles.
puddles in Shadow.
They
Tomb
left the
Raider.
puddles in Tomb
Thank
Raider,
God for
though.
that.
Apparently the puddles were too big, then you have to swim through them constantly.
Just, Dad would be there and he'd be like, why did they put this puddle here? And I'd be like, just cuz.
Fuck off.
No.
Ash,
Oh.
tell me
Yeah.
about a little game I saw you dipped into that would make one Buddy Watson proud. You dipped into Celeste.
Yeah, I needed a bit of a break from Red Dead Redemption. Again,
Needed a break
it was
from
on
Fallout
sale.
Shelter?
And Buddy, heard about this game nonstop at PAX, so I picked it up. Yeah, I can understand the buzz. I can understand the hype. I'm only 2 or 3 levels in, but
How's it
It's-
going? Because
it's
a hard game, apparently?
Yeah,
Hard
it's
game. You're not
frustrating.
into those games.
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
It's
A
frustrating.
little bit, yeah. Yeah, my brother played it earlier in the year on his PC. He was watching me,
The true place to play games.
out of partly out of joy, partly out of frustration, as I died several times trying to get.
You were
the-
dying to the easy parts as well, I bet. And he was like,
Yeah,
oh
probably.
my God, you've got no hope.
Yeah.
Are you
Why
enjoying
are
it
you
though?
doing this? Huh? Yeah,
You
it's
enjoying
good.
it? How's the
Yeah.
story? Because I 100% need to get to it. I brought it, like you, I brought it on sale months and months. I probably brought it on sale 4 or 5 months ago at this point, knowing that I'll need to play it come the end of the year. Now we're approaching the end of the year and I still haven't touched it. So
Yeah.
I definitely need to jump on it soon. One of the reasons I really want to play it though is because of the story and what I've read about that though. So
Yeah, it's. I'm still too early in it to tell, I think. But yeah,
would you?
I
do you
can see the
reckon-
themes that everybody's been talking about.
Yeah.
I get the guess.
Do you reckon if you're having a hard time, you might just turn on the baby mode stuff and just do it?
There's a baby mode stuff.
Yeah. So you can turn on. You can pretty much, from what I've read, and the biggest bonus is turning all this stuff on doesn't even turn off the trophies. So it's there's.
Why am I playing it normally?
I have no idea. trying to score them gamer points for doing it properly. But yeah, there's an accessibility option stuff. I believe you can turn them on to the point where you pretty much bounce off the bottom of the floor even if you fall. It doesn't matter. Infinite lives type scenario.
Okay,
How's
I
that
might have to
sound?
look into this.
Yeah.
I might have to
just
look
to
into
experience the story because
I
everybody's
think
been
Buddy would
hyping
be
it up.
so
Yeah.
disappointed in you.
No, I don't think so.
So disappointed, Buddy Watson. I know you're listening.
No,
Please,
I don't think he will be.
Please express your.
As long as I keep
displeasure.
saying Celeste Game of the Year, then I'm sure he'll be happy.
Look, when it
Please
comes,
announce.
if the game, this is the same sort of ruling I have for playing games on easy. If it's playing a game on normal is proving to be a struggle for you, you don't need to feel bad. Some people are better at games than other people, and some people are better at certain genres than other people. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I've
And
seen
also,
Buddy's videos of his B-sides and C-sides. I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, fuck that shit. It's like sometimes you just have to. There was a game at some point last year or this year that I literally put on easy mode solely just because I was like, I cannot be fucked dying. I just want to race through this game. I just put it on easy because it seemed like the simplest option to go. So I don't care. Just put Celeste on easy.
I will admit, getting past some of those parts feels very satisfying. So we'll see. I've still got Red Dead, and I've got this Fallout installed now.
You've at least got the options there, and I'm proud of you for trying it. When I saw it, you made me want to jump in and actually do it.
Well, it's kind of necessary at this point.
Yeah.
Dylan as well. Side note, you got Fallout 76 on the way.
Yeah, next week.
So I know we said we haven't played it. Sorry,
Yeah,
people.
We'll be talking about Fallout 76 come next week's Arcade Couch.
Come next week.
Maybe.
No, it was the game that I was like, I don't want to buy it yet because it's going to feel like Destiny, but I'll grab it as well.
Well, if you get it on PS4, Ciaran,
I will get it on PS4, Dylan.
you'll be
so
able to
come play with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one last quick game I'll go over before we move on to the main topic is Tetris Effect, because I talked about it at length on this week's Platinum Explosion, but I have played a little bit more, and I specifically played some more in non-VR because I felt like when I talked about it on Plat earlier in the week, I said I've played the majority of this game in VR, and I treat it like a PSVR game, and it's amazing, and it's an experience like none other. And for everyone who's just like, it's Tetris, you will say that, and then you put on the VR headset, and you're like, fuck, it's Tetris, all right, but it's mind-blowing, and I'm crying. Why am I crying? Oh, God, help me. Because that's...
it's making it more difficult.
It's making it real crazy. So I did another hour or so in just like normal, just on my normal PlayStation, and it's still better than normal Tetris. I gotta say, it's not as good as in PSVR, but I just wanted to make sure that my thoughts on the game weren't so put on, is this game only really good if you have it in VR? It is way better in VR, but at the same time, it is still better than most versions of Tetris, even not in VR. The soundtrack, the special effects, everything. The special effects and the particles and all that sort of stuff happening on screen, really flashy. They're really entertaining. They're way better when they're fucking flying past you and that sort of stuff happening all around you. In VR, obviously, but man, Tetris. Talk about games that are going to be in my shortlist for Game of the Year this year. Tetris is gonna be on that shortlist, and if you're sitting out there looking at that price tag, going $55 for Tetris, that cannot be worth it. Yes, it is. And it is 120% worth it if you have VR.
Fair enough.
That's my part.
Fair enough. Is there still controller input lag?
No, we've been through this.
Don't
know if you saw.
Just double checking.
Fuck you. Let's talk about the Game Awards show. The Game Awards 2018 nominees have been revealed for this year. So let's discuss the show a little bit. What are your thoughts on it? Are you excited for this year? And then we're going to do patent Explosion Network predictions happening.
Only place that does them.
The only place on the internet.
The thing is, once again, the Explosion Network is doing them so early, something's going to happen and fuck
I don't
us
think
again.
anything's going to change on whether these awards are going to be given out. I
Maybe
think it's a bit different than E3 when things can be announced.
Something might happen.
That's true. Did we all
something
watch
might be disqualified. That's the only thing that could possibly happen.
Did we all watch them last year?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we did. I felt like we streamed it last year, but I can't remember.
Ash said this to me the other day. He's like, I feel like we streamed the awards. And I was like, I don't.
Maybe we were just in the chat together talking about it.
Yeah, I was like, if anything, we were.
I think we were in Google
about it.
Hangouts maybe together because I remember talking. Like I remember reacting to the Yusuf stuff at the same time as you guys.
No, I
don't remember this at
specifically
all.
remember Ciaran going apeshit over the Kojima trailer.
Yeah, no, because that would be a thing. Yeah, I would go apeshit over that fucking bullshit.
Fair enough. How are we excited for it this year? Do we enjoy the show?
Yes.
Yes.
Now that it's no longer on Spike TV and it's actually a proper award show for games, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Ash, you
I'm
enjoy
keen.
it? Yeah.
I'm keen to see it. I think at the time slot I'll probably be at work, but yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
It was at the time last year,
I'm
wasn't
in.
it?
All right, so we're gonna go through the list, and what we're gonna have is we're gonna go through each category. You're going to give me your prediction for what you think is going to win the award. So you kind of mind gaming it, knowing that it is an open category poll thing, like open voting. And then you're gonna give
It's also
me.
judge voted as well, just to point out that we
Well,
discovered
yeah, I
that
know,
last
but it's
year.
still.
It's
gotta take
like
into-
half and half, I think.
You got to
Something
take
like
into
that.
account the audience here. I do agree. Yeah.
Yes.
And then you're gonna, if you have a personal pick for what you would actually pick if you was doing the voting on the website right now, what would you actually be picking? And if you would like to abstain from your personal pick, you can. So we're gonna go Ash, Ciaran, Cherie, me, and that is the order we'll go around. And we're gonna be starting with best independent game, to which the nominees are Celeste, a game you may have heard about, Dead Cells, Into the Breach.
You also might have heard about.
Yeah.
For another reason.
For a very bad reason. Return to Obra Dinn, a game I've never heard about, and The Messenger. Ash.
Celeste. Because I feel like it definitely has to win this category, seeing as it's up for Game of the Year. But yeah, Celeste would be my
it the win
pick.
here. Is that your personal pick as well?
At the moment, that's the only one I've played. So
Fair enough. Ciaran.
Best independent game would be Celeste. Just my prediction because it is nominated for Game of the Year and it's the one that's been most covered out of all these independents. I'm probably going to abstain to a personal one because I've not played any of them.
Fair enough. Cherie.
Celeste was also my prediction.
Personal pick?
Nah.
Yeah, I've just put Celeste for both because that feels like I'm on the same train of thought as Ash, where it's like it's nominated for Game of the Year. They're not going to give it Game of the Year. I'm sorry, but they have to give it the award somewhere. It's kind of like when you're looking at the Oscars, best director, best screenplay, best.
Yeah.
It's like, is it going to win best picture? No. Okay, so where are they actually going to chuck the award for it at? Next one on the list, best mobile game. Sorry, fix up my own fucking list. Best mobile game: Donut County, Florence, Fortnite, fucking hell, PUBG Mobile, fucking hell, Reigns, Game of Thrones. I also put my little side tangent on this. I'm like, of all the mobile games that were released, I cannot believe that two of them are just Fortnite and PUBG. That distresses me to a certain degree, but at the same time, I'm like, I guess they're super popular, but whatever.
Yeah.
Ash, what are your picks?
I don't know because Fortnite and that apparently run really well on mobile. So technically it's a cool achievement. I feel like Florence is going to win because that was it was pretty hyped up. You played it earlier in the year.
Yep.
I'm keen to check out Reigns Game of Thrones. So
Reigns is
surprised. Yeah, that's only recent. Like I feel like that's the most recent game on all of these lists.
Probably is actually. It only released like
Maybe
last
Red
month, I
Dead,
think.
but yeah.
Oh yeah, Red Dead. That's true.
Yeah.
Ciaran.
I have no personal pick here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. If you don't say personal pick at this point straight after you finish, I'm just gonna.
Yep.
Move
I
on.
figured.
Fortnite for prediction because it's Fortnite. This game's a juggernaut. I would not be surprised if this game takes a lot more stuff this year that people are going to be annoyed about. But Fortnite and Donut County is going to win. Is my personal pick.
Fair. Cherie.
Fortnite was also my prediction, and my who I'd like to see would be Florence.
My prediction is Fortnite, and my personal pick is also Florence. And I'll just personal pick Florence because it's the best game on the list, and pick Fortnite because it's fucking Fortnite. And
No
this
faith.
is open poll system, everyone. Come on. Next category is best action game. I'll also note for the next two categories, there's still two categories I don't quite understand how they work because you have best action game, then you have best action adventure game, and I don't the genres get weird because Call of Duty, it's like in here, God of War, Red Dead, Shadow. What's an action game? What's an action adventure game? I suppose
An action adventure game has an RPG system in it.
Is that the actual definition?
No, but looking at that list of games, it's the only discerning difference.
What did we had? I had an argument with somebody about what an action adventure was recently.
I feel like it has more. I don't know.
I think it's also. Sorry, so I think it's also a chance for, so Call of Duty and games like that don't get lost out and don't have something else to be in. Like if you put Call of Duty up against
first person shooter game, there isn't one though.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought there was last year, but never mind. So best action game: Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2, Forsaken, Far Cry 5, Mega Man 11. What's your pick, Ash?
Far Cry 5. I've got no pause in this race, so I know.
Far Cry 5.
Yeah, nothing really speaks to me out of that list.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Ciaran.
Both of my predictions are Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I think what Call of Duty's done this year with its iteration of Call of Duty is reinvigorated the series. Blackout's a fantastic game. The multiplayer seems to be really good and have some interesting game modes. So, yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Cherie.
Yeah, mine was also Call of Duty. Most of my personal, I don't always have the opportunity to play games. So some of my personal picks aren't really personal picks, but I would like to see Call of Duty get it. So that's technically both of my predictions.
My personal and prediction is COD 4 because COD has to get an award somewhere. This makes sense out of all those, and it's probably the best and most interesting COD in a while. Especially no single player, Blackout's fucking killing it. Zombies is really cool. So
yeah, I'm
plus,
not
open poll.
a huge Call of Duty person, but most of my personal picks are based off what I've seen, whether it's streaming or gameplay or anything like that, and I feel like it's different to the other games, so that's why. It's got a shot, I reckon.
Got him. It's got a shot. Got him. Best action adventure game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. What do you pick, Ash?
I think they give it to Spider-Man here.
Oh.
Yeah. And then my personal pick would be Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it will.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to end up being a game of the year, but no spoilers for that yet. Ciaran, what do you got?
My prediction is Red Dead Redemption, but my personal pick is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, you love the Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I really enjoy Odyssey. I guess, as I've mentioned a billion times, Greek mythology is really fun. I really enjoy the exploration game mode of that game, changing up, and so it's just not a Picasso picture of Ubisoft's map with just a billion freaking icons on it. Has really good systems in it, and I'm loving it. I'm really loving it.
You're playing as Cassandra, right?
I am indeed, because Alexios' voice actor is actually god awful.
Well, that's why I can't remember her name, but she's nominated for Best Voice Actress, and he's not this year. So
my thing is, it sounds like a Russian man trying to do a Greek accent.
Well, that's something. Cherie, what's your pick?
My prediction is Assassin's Creed, and my personal pick is Tomb Raider.
My prediction is also Assassin's Creed. But my pick would be Spider-Man to make Ash happy. So I'm making Ash and Ciaran happy on different parts here. Best role-playing game of games that no one has finished this year. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of Elusive Age, still one of my favorite titles released this year. What a name. Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Ash, what are you picking?
I feel like it's going to be Monster Hunter, just based on the way the award's fallen down. My personal pick would be Ni no Kuni 2.
Because it's the only one you finished here? Or?
Yeah, but it's the only one I finished. But I wouldn't be surprised if Octopath Traveler picks up, though.
Yeah. Ciaran, what do you reckon?
My prediction is Monster Hunter World. My personal prediction is Pillars of Eternity 2. Even though I haven't played it, I've watched enough and I've seen a lot of voice actors talk about it. The level of roleplay in that game is so good. like the level of character interactions. Yeah, I would really like to see it win and get some like acclaim for itself.
Cherie.
Yeah, my predictions, Monster Hunter. And I don't have a personal pick.
My prediction is also Monster Hunter. So that is our first all-in-one dive on. So we're either all right on that one, guys, or we're all fucking wrong. So that's the thing that's happening. My personal pick though would be Octopath Traveler. So there you go. Take that. Next genre is something we're all big fans of here. Fighting games. I hear we're all huge into them. Ciaran is. He loves esports. So
Yeah, I'll take that. I like fighting games.
best fighting game: BlazBlue, Cross Tag Battle, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5 Arcade. Ash, what are you randomly picking out of the bucket here?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I've just seen more about it. Yeah.
Yep, that's fair. Spoilers. I'll just skip me and say that is exactly why I picked it also, and that's my pick. Ciaran, what are you doing?
I think personally, out of the 4 picks, Dragon Ball Fighter Z has the best fighting system and the best array of characters. So that's my personal pick and my prediction pick. Soul Calibur could be in there, but no, it's going to be Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Cherie.
Yep. I was on the same train, and I obviously don't have a personal pick like all of us.
Yep. Okay. So best family game. Which is I still think it's a weird category because it's got to the point where it's less. It's not really family game. It's just best all ages or general video game. You know.
Yeah.
So Mario Tennis Aces, Nintendo Labo, which I find weird because I'm like, is that a game? And it's like, yeah, it is kind of a game, but it's more of a thing, I guess. Yeah. Overcooked 2, Starlink Battle for Atlas, Super Mario Party. What are you picking, Ash? Or predicting, Ash?
It's a tough one. I guess Overcooked 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ciaran.
My prediction is Mario Tennis Aces, but my personal pick would be Overcooked 2.
Really? Aces? Interesting.
Really?
I saw lots of Aces talk. Like there was
Yeah.
Aces talk.
I saw lots of people hating the single player. That's what I
Yeah.
remember.
That's, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I saw a lot of people talking about it and enjoying it.
Yeah, mine's exactly the same as Ciaran. So my prediction is Mario Tennis, and my personal pick would be Overcooked 2.
Yeah. I've sort of similar. My personal pick would be Overcooked 2, but my prediction is actually going to be Super Mario Party. To chuck that one into that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mario's got 2 chances of winning here in some sort of way. Always fucking
Shocking.
cheating. Always cheating, this guy. Fucking plumber. Jesus. Next one. Best strategy game. Banner Saga 3, Battletech, Frostpunk, Into the Breach, Valkyria Chronicles 4. Ash.
Let's say Into the Breach.
Yep. Ciaran.
For both my predictions was Frostpunk. It was a really big game on Steam this year. It was very heavily streamed, and it had a really interesting concept to it. So yeah.
Cherie.
Yeah, my prediction is Into the Breach, and I don't have a personal pick.
Fair enough. Mine is, when I look at my Banner Saga 3. That's what I wrote down, and I'll stick to. Well, oh yeah, I remember why I picked it now. My brain's catching up to my notes from the yesterday. End of a trilogy. You know, it's the end of the strategy trilogy, so I feel like it's got points there for something. Next one is best sports racing game, which is 2 different categories. They decide to stick into one for whatever reason, but as far as I'm concerned, they should definitely be completely different categories.
That's because there's
racing
not
game.
enough racing games each year.
Well, look, there was the Oscars do best Oscar nominated movie, and they chuck in 5 random shit that has no chance of winning, and just it's going to be the Disney movie. So just do that again. So it's fine. Just do that for this. Nominees are FIFA 19, Forza Horizon 4, Mario Tennis Aces, NBA 2K19, Pro Evolution Soccer 2019. Ash, you've probably played all of these but Forza and Mario Tennis. Which one?
And,
Which one we got?
and I think Forza's going to win. I mean,
Oh,
the amount of anger that I've seen from people online that it isn't nominated for Game of the Year is quite astounding. So,
yeah.
I guess
Ciaran.
personal pick would be FIFA. Yeah.
Ciaran.
Both picks for mine would be Forza Horizon 4. I think it looks really good, and I really enjoy the Horizon series. I'm actually super surprised Pro Evo's on this list after it lost all of its licensing.
Could still be a good game though.
Yeah, it's interesting though.
Cherie.
Yeah, both my picks would be Forza as well.
We're all in on that one then, because that would be my personal and prediction as well. So
Wow.
dun dun dun. Best multiplayer game: Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, or Sea of Thieves. Ash.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Ciaran.
My prediction's Fortnite. My personal pick would be Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I think it deserves some recognition for Blackout, especially this year. So, but yeah, no, there's no way it's beating Fortnite.
Yep. Cherie.
Yeah, I had the exact same.
Yeah. My prediction and pick is also Fortnite and personal Call of Duty. So roll in again. We've all kind of dived into the same basket a few times. Let's try and shake it up a few times in the category everyone here has lots of love and experience for. Best VR/AR game. Nominees: Astrobot Rescue Mission, Beat Saber, Firewall Zero Hour, Moss, or Tetris Effect. Ash.
Can I say Tetris Effect?
Holy fucking shit, Ash.
Yeah. I don't know why. Somebody's
Just
been
feel like
raving
it.
about it to me recently, yeah.
One little tangent side note on this one too that I find really interesting.
I love how
Tetris
that
Effect-
tangent changed to a side note.
Yeah, it's fine. Tetris Effect isn't nominated for either best soundtrack or anywhere else. It's only nominated here, which I saw a lot of people also getting upset about, and I agree with. Because at minimum, it should have had its soundtrack nominated. And if it's nominated for best VR game, I don't understand how its soundtrack didn't even get considered, which is really weird. But there you go. Ciaran, what are you gonna?
I think my prediction will be Moss,
really?
but my personal pick would be Firewall Zero Hour.
Yeah, what a game that is. Cherie.
My prediction is Astrobot, and my personal pick is Tetris.
Oh, interesting. My prediction is Beat Saber, because of all these games, it is the only one that is not a PlayStation exclusive. So Tetris Effect is PlayStation. Moss was PlayStation. It's now coming to other platforms, but it was. Firewall's obviously PlayStation. Astrobot's PlayStation exclusive. Beat Saber is coming to PlayStation in just a week after this, or November 22nd or something like that. But it has had a huge community on Steam all year with people modding in new tracks and all sorts of things. So I'm just going to give that one the upper hand. It also has had huge social, it gets a lot of videos made about it, a lot of tweets, lots of things. So people tweet about how they lost fucking weight playing this game, So there's stuff going for it, I guess.
They're all going to be on PSVR though.
That's true. Coming in. My personal
PSVR,
pick,
the place to play all the best VR games.
the place to play some of the year's best games, that's for sure. My personal pick though would be Firewall Zero Hour, because what a game, guys! What a game. Best performance. Get down to this one. So you got Brian Deckard as Connor in Detroit Become Human, Christopher Judge as Kratos in God of War, here we go, Milsanthi Mahat as Cassandra, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, Yuri Lothal as Peter Parker in Marvel's Spider-Man. Ash, where are you going? You sticking with your boy Peter, or what are we doing?
I think Christopher Judge will win it for Kratos, but yeah, my personal pick's Yuri Lowenthal. I mean, he did all the lines twice.
That is true. Yeah. Ciaran.
My prediction is Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker, but my personal pick is Melisanthe Mahut as Cassandra.
Sure.
My prediction was Christopher Judge from God of War.
Yep.
I don't have a personal pick.
My prediction is also going to be Yuri. oddly. It was really hard to. I feel like the race is solely between him or Christopher Judge.
Yeah.
Either way, PlayStation's picking up some sort of award here. I feel because they've just got Detroit, God of War, Spider-Man. It's like 3 out of 5. Come on. If Red Dead gets this, I'm calling fucking hacks. Even though I haven't played the game, but come on, please. Although my personal pick would be Christopher Judge over Yuri, but for some reason I just feel like Yuri's got something. I feel something there. I feel it. Best ongoing game: Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Ash.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Ciaran.
This category sucks because my head knows which game's gonna win.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite's gonna win, but I desperately would prefer it to be Overwatch or Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Yep.
But my personal pick is Overwatch, but it's not gonna happen.
Cherie.
Yeah, I predict Fortnite as well, and just to support your boy Ringo over there. Yeah, my personal pick would be Overwatch. Yep, I'm a huge Overwatch fan and player.
Well, I'm going to be honest. My prediction's going to be over Fortnite, but my pick would also be Fortnite.
Oh,
I feel like it's just like it's been the year of the Fortnite. Like to be honest,
it has been. It's
like,
done so much, and yeah.
And unlike PUBG, it didn't just come out and try and win awards for being half-assed. They have been supporting that game. They've done all the seasons, skins, the fucking massive events that everyone's going crazy on Reddit about meteors and sky and shit. So I feel like it does deserve it. It doesn't feel like a cheap win of any sort.
Yeah.
Best game direction: A Way Out, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. Ash.
God of War.
Dun, dun,
I mean,
dun.
to do that all in one shot,
that's a good point.
In like
Camera shot,
finger quotes, yeah, freaking incredible.
Ciaran.
Yeah, I don't see how God of War doesn't win this one.
You say that now and then, bam.
I say it now, but it'll be Red Dead. Okay, but yeah, just the single shot makes it so awesome. Like,
and all the
it's really
performances as
impressive.
well. Like to get all those performances,
Sure.
yeah, I also had God of War.
To go against the grain, my pick is Red Dead. Because once again, I am taking into account that it is an open user poll.
Mm-hmm.
So, my pick though would be God of War. Best narrative: Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2 Episode 1, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. Ash, where are we going with the best story? Is it God of War?
Best story, God of War.
Yeah,
but my heart says Spider-Man.
Oh,
surprise!
First, it feels a little odd having Life is Strange Episode 1 here. Like Season 2 Episode 1 feels really oddly placed here. But
how can you put that above a bunch of other games with awesome complete stories?
Like a single episode compared to a complete, it's weird. It's really strange. But I'm gonna go with my pick. I think my pick is Detroit Become Human.
oh shit!
Yeah, but my heart is God of War.
You reckon they're actually going to give it to that's?
I just think Detroit will get one of these direction on narrative, and I think it's more likely it's going to be narrative.
I think nominating Detroit for any kind of story award is like calling trash amazing for writing.
That's
Cherie,
the quote of the
what are
week,
you gonna
everyone.
give? What are you predicting over here?
God of War, and I didn't have a personal pick.
My prediction is going to be for Spider-Man, although my personal pick would be for God of War. I just feel like this Spider-Man, this is me taking into account the voting again, and Spider-Man is such a big, like, well-loved game overall, and I feel like it's as big as God of War was. I just feel like Spider-Man has appealed to a broader audience.
Yeah.
I'm taking that into account when looking at it, but I'm happy to be proven wrong and God of War to win or something. Best art direction: Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, Return of Obra Dinn. Ash.
God of War. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that world's incredible.
Ciaran.
My personal pick is God War, as it says on our website, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is my prediction.
Yeah.
I'm going to go completely against the grain for both and put Octopath Traveler.
That's not against the grain because I also. Hold on, wait. Octopath is my personal pick, so it's not against the grain. It's fine, but that would be my personal pick. My prediction though is God of War. Octopath deserves it though. I'll say that.
It does. I just don't think it had enough. I just don't think it'll have enough people voting for it.
Yeah, I know, but you never know. I sometimes for the awards too, I feel like some people might only vote for the big ones, and then the stuff like art direction only has the people who only like more people who actually care about art direction actually bothering to vote for art direction. Whereas game of the year, best action game, maybe people are like, I'll vote this. They get to art direction, they're like, fuck this shit. Creator of the year, that's where I want to be voting at. Best score / music. This is another one I kind of have a problem with, and I think they're completely different sort of things. Like, are we nominating Red Dead for the songs that play in it that weren't created specifically for it? You know what I mean? Like, how score music's weird. It's
score.
very weird.
It should be score and soundtrack.
Score and soundtrack makes more sense. Saying score / music is a weird, confusing title. Yeah, that's very weird. Imagine if the Oscars were best score / music. You'd be like, wait, what is it? Is it the official soundtrack for the movie, or is it the score? You know, because they're very different things. But so Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2. Ash, what are we picking?
I went with God of War.
Yeah. Is that your personal pick too, do you reckon?
I mean, it's a toss-up between God of War and Marvel Spider-Man. And, yeah.
Fair enough.
Just intertwine those two.
Yeah. Ciaran?
I think both of my picks is Marvel Spider-Man, just because I think the use of the score in that game is so well done and so well used to make you feel like this epic superhero that, I think it deserves it.
You could literally just take what you said and put it on God of War, though.
No, I don't. I felt the soundtrack more in Spider-Man when I was playing it.
Fair enough. Cherie?
I had God of War.
Yep. Yeah, I also had God of War, so that's fine. It means Kieran's only an odd one out, so see you,
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Ciaran was stepping on my points for the next one.
My personal pick would be God of War, though, as well, to match. To back up Ash's thing before, I did buy both God of War and Spider-Man soundtracks on vinyl this year, so I'm a fan of both. They're both really, really good. Best audio design: Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. Ash, what are we picking here?
Marvel Spider-Man for all the reasons Ciaran said in the previous category.
Yeah, I just read it and I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Ciaran?
Copy pasta what I just said.
Fair enough.
Just put it here.
Cherie?
Yeah, I had Spider-Man as well, because I think that game's really good at like when you're going through buildings and stuff like that, and the highs and lows of the sound, I think, is really cool.
My personal pick would be agreeing with all of you and saying Spider-Man. I'm going to predict Call of Duty wins, though. I'm solely predicting Call of Duty wins because everyone is going to be looking at the Blackout audio design and saying that is really good, because I feel like people will understand the Blackout audio design a lot more than they would the more subtle stuff in all of the other games nominated, and just be like, oh, the footsteps in Black Ops when people in Blackout when people are creeping up on you. So that's me once again trying to look at and judge the the voting fan base, though. So I'm happy to be proven wrong, though. Best debut indie game: Donut County, Florence, Moss, The Messenger, Yoku's Island Express. Ash?
I'm going to go with Florence, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You picked Florence twice now, so...
Yeah.
So.
Shock horror. A mobile game's going to win this as well.
Ciaran?
I'm going to pick Moss for both.
Oh. Cherie?
My prediction is Donut County. And I guess it's kind of a personal pick as well. Like, I'd pick that as a personal pick, but my other personal pick, just to show some love to one of my other favorite games this year, was Florence.
Yeah, mine's the exact same. My personal pick would be Florence, but I'm going to predict that Donut King would win it solely because I feel like Donut County. I say Donut King every time. Donut County was the week that came out. It was very big social media and stuff like that. So more people probably know it than the rest, I guess. Games for impact. If you don't know what this category is, it's basically a game that's trying to have a meaningful story to make some sort of impact on the world. There you go. Got it in the title. 1111 Memories Retold, Celeste, Florence, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, The Missing JJ Macfield and the Island of Memories. Ash, from your Island of Memories, what are you predicting?
I'm picking Celeste.
Oh, yeah. Off that hot 10 minutes you played it, got him.
Yep. It was really impactful.
Yeah, it must have been. Ciaran, what are you picking?
I'm gonna. My prediction is Florence, but my personal pick would be 1111 Memories Retold.
Picking a lot more Florence between us than I would have predicted us to pick in this show. Cherie.
My prediction is Life is Strange, but my personal pick is Florence.
Jeez, we're all over the show for this one. My prediction, Celeste. This is my kind of one where I reckon they have to also give it to Celeste. My personal pick, though, would be Life is Strange out of all those ones. And that's solely because I've only played Florence or Life is Strange. And Life is Strange, I feel like, is tackling, a bit more important stuff than Florence. As much as
It's only one episode.
As much as I really like Florence, though. You haven't played it, though, have you? Do you know the fucking weird-ass shit that happens in the game? It's crazy. All right, this is the one, guys. Make sure we all get this right. Best student game. From the hat of these, which do you pick, Ash? Combat 2018, Dash Awards, Dash Quasar, Jera, Lift, Recharge.
Recharge?
Yep.
Because it's got a hyphen in it. No, because it's got a colon in it.
Sure enough.
I know.
It makes you think of Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
Yeah. Ciaran, what are you picking?
I'm going to pick Dash Quasar.
Yeah. Just because it's got Dash in it? Or
I'll pick whatever
Yes.
the first one was that you said.
Combat 2018? Got him. My pick was GIF because it sounded funny. Lift because it sounded like GIF, and that's funny. And everyone argues that's GIF, but it's GIF, and yous are all wrong. So, look, the only way we're all wrong here is if Jera wins. Okay, into the best category of the night, Kieran's home ground. Let's head into the esports categories.
Let's go.
And I want to put this on the line. If Ciaran doesn't get these all right, he is fired from the Explosion Network. So just listeners, make sure that you remember and track along how we going. So you got best esports game: CS:GO, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch. Ash, are you making sure to pick Overwatch for Ciaran?
No, I'm going to say CS:GO.
Holy shit! What, you trying to start fights over here?
Yeah.
Do I need to ask you, Ciaran, or?
Kind of, because so this one's going to super disappoint me because this one is going to be treated like it's people voting for best multiplayer game rather than best esport. Mm-hmm. So my prediction is that people are going to pick Fortnite, but my personal pick is Overwatch.
Okay. Yeah. Cherie?
Look, I think just lock in whatever Ciaran says for my answers, and I'll see how I go for predictions.
Okay. So I'll just lock you in next to... I'll put C next to CH in my notes here.
Yeah. I'll camouflage in with Ciaran. It'll be fine.
I've picked Overwatch, Ciaran. And if I get this right and you get this wrong, I'm just going to say you're a fake Overwatch fan.
I just think because Overwatch has done so much for the esports world that it deserves this, but too many people see Fortnite as an esport when at the minute it's really not an esport.
It's not an esport. It's got competitions, but it's not.
There is a fully fledged.
Yeah, there is a definition for what is and isn't an esport. So best esports player. You got Sonic Fox, Takedo, Uzi, Simple, and Janoke. I don't actually know who the fuck that is. Jonak. Ash, who you throwing in the hat here?
Let's go to Takedo.
Takedo.
Got him. Ciaran, help.
I'm going to go with Uzi, but
Oh.
I want it to be Sonic Fox, but it's probably going to be Uzi.
Well, I can tell you right now, I also picked Uzi.
Yeah, I thought you would. It'd be obvious for you.
In case anyone doesn't know, Uzi's League of Legends player, so that's fine. Pick the ones you know, kids. That's the, that's the answer. And that also means that Cherie has locked in Uzi. Best esports team. Astralis? What the fuck? Cloud9,
Astralis.
Fnatic, London Spitfire, or the OGs? They're just called OG, but it's fine.
Yeah, they're just called OG.
Just Ash. Hold on. Ash, what do you got?
Fnatic.
All right, yeah. That's my pick also, so I'll just write it now. Karen.
Australis.
Really? That's a really weird pick.
They've done some really big things this year. So, yep, Australis.
It's me and Ash versus Kieran and Cherie.
Cherie.
Yeah,
Yep.
guess
I'm
that's
glad
my
you
pick as well.
supported of me, Cherie.
Best esports coach: Reapid, Pasali, Sonic, Falco, Yamamoto Cannon, YNK. Back in my day, my coach for soccer when I played, his name was Frank. So, Ash, what are you picking?
Dylan Falco. Because when you become a coach, you need to drop the names.
Yeah,
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I feel like you do. Come on,
No.
you try and be the serious person.
Yeah. Coach. When you're a player, you can have your fancy names, but when you're a coach, you've got to show a little bit of seniority, bit of
No. Disagree.
Kieran.
So much.
Who are you picking?
Yamato Cannon.
What,
I'll
you
go
wanna
with that
explain?
Sonic guy, actually.
Oh, you're
You're going with Sonic.
You're leaping,
Wow.
Karen.
Cherie's
Wow.
faith is gone. Oh.
I'm dropping my own hot takes here.
Oh.
I'm going for Reapid. Best esports event. Oh dear, where do we go? Best esports event, right? E-League Major Boston 2018, EVO 2018, League of Legends World Championship, Overwatch League Grand Finals, the International 2018. Ash, which one are we picking?
League of Legends World Championships, because apparently that song was very good.
Oh man, that song is so good. I was listening to it in my car on my way home today. That song is so good. I was listening to it. Pop Stars, what a song. KDA, check it out. Get them skins. No, actually don't support Right. Fuck them. They're a shitty company. But what a great song. Karen, what are we picking? What a whirlwind I just went through.
I've picked the International 2018.
Really? Going with some
Yeah.
Dota there.
Yeah, because Overwatch League Grand Finals were not that great. Like they were, as an esports event, they were not that good.
Shrey, are you sticking with Karen?
I think
or
just to
we
go
jump
against
ship now?
Kieran, we'll just pick the Overwatch.
Well, I'm picking the
because
Overwatch, so you're with me.
Then
now.
I can just have a
Rub it in
win
my face when you're
against
right.
him if I am correct. Yeah,
Yep.
got to get the opportunities while they're there.
Best esports host. So once again, Ash, if you don't know, the hosts also go by their usernames. So Golden Boy, Machine, Anders Bloom. That doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
How do you say Shocks? Shocks, yes. Red Eye.
Shocks.
Ash, which you picking?
Anders Bloom.
Because he doesn't have a username.
Got him.
I don't have a problem with the host having usernames, but
Oh, that's how it works. Just the coaches. I see. That's how it works. Kieran,
Yeah.
what are we picking?
I'm going to go with Golden Boy.
Yeah? Who are they from?
Yeah. Golden Boy, he's just done the Overwatch League stuff. He's done a whole bunch of other stuff, and he's on The Rock's new show.
Oh, shit.
But it's a sports
Titan
show. I
Games?
can't remember. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Titan something. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. He just got moved up to that. So, yeah, Golden Boy, he's had a really good year.
Shrey, what are we picking?
Yeah, I'll go with him too. He sounds good.
I'm picking Shocks because she's the only person I know because she does League of Legends. So. Although I feel like Kieran could predict my predictions at some stage.
Yeah, very easily.
Also, she's been around since I first got into League, so she deserves it. She's been around fucking ages. Best esports moment. This is the one, everyone. You've got C9's comeback win in Triple OT versus FaZe, G2 beating RNG, KT versus IG base race, OG's massive upset of LGPD, and Sonic Fox side switch against GO1 in DBZ.
Does anybody need a translator?
It's a bunch of letters and numbers. Ash, what are we picking?
Do you want to explain the last one? Because to me, it sounds like all he did was he swapped sides of the screen. Is that what happened?
No, there was a
and then the crowd went wild.
There was a move in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Sonic Fox did a play that pretty much completely flipped the game on its head and changed the whole landscape of how you play it.
I just want to point out we're laughing because it's funny, not because we're actually making fun of esports.
No,
no. It's just we're laughing because we're naive.
Yep.
Is that what you're picking, Ash? You want to pick?
No, I'm going with
or?
OG's massive upset of LGD at the Dota International.
Got him.
Clearly.
Karen, what are you picking?
I'm with Ashley on this one.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Nailed
Ashley
it.
OG.
Cherie, where you going?
It's a pickle. I tell you what. Let's go with Sonic Fox.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I nearly thought about picking that myself, but I had to go with KT versus IG Space Race. Are you surprised, Kieran? Or
Is there a League of Legends pick in this list? Yep, cool. Circle it twice.
I've also
He
watched that
said,
match.
go with
So
what you know.
you know,
I know you did.
I watched
Yeah,
that match,
that's
so I actually was like, that was a good moment. Compared to the rest of these, I had no idea they existed, but I have seen that one moment that was mentioned here. That's it for the esports awards, everyone, and we've got 2 awards left. So the last one, which has been a bit of a controversial one, and then we'll do Game of the Year. So Content Creator of the Year, Dr. Lupo, Myth, Ninja, Pokemon, Will Rex. They're basically all Fortnite players, and it's Best Fortnite Player on Twitch award. Which one do you think is the best one, Ashley? Which is the best content creator of the year?
I think Ninja will win.
Yeah. Is that your personal pick as well?
I have no personal pick.
Okay. Abstain. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Kieran.
It'll be Ninja, but I'm going to voice my disappointment in this category right now. It's really, there's so many better content creators they could have included in this.
Or diverse.
Yeah.
Make it diverse.
Yeah, there's so many streamers and YouTube creators that are so good that are getting flopped on for Fortnite. Ugh.
I mean, even if you change the name of the category and then you pick just the one type of person. I mean,
Cherie.
Yeah, I was also going to predict Ninja. No personal ties or considerations to any of these people. Just, I'm with Ash, just taking a step back.
Personal, prediction Ninja, because obviously he will win. The biggest shock of anything would be if Ninja didn't win this out of all the awards, honestly. This feels like the most...
that would be the massive shock of the night.
Yeah, it would be slightly crazy. But I'd pick Pokemon because I'd be like, I'll just pick the one girl. It'll be like, just try and do anything. But I mean, they're all fucking Fortnite streams anyway, so fuck all yous. How about that? Game of the year, though. Save best for last. This does not represent what our actual game of the years will be. We are, of course, picking from what the list is here. Please
If
don't.
you don't know, Dylan's already said his about 5 times on this
It
very
is
podcast.
Paperbark, so just pay attention till later. So Game of the Year nominees are Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2. Prediction, Ash.
I'm going to predict Red Dead 2, and personally would be Spider-Man.
I'm not shocked by your personal pick at this stage.
I know.
Karen.
My prediction is Red Dead 2. My personal pick is God of War.
Ooh. Cherie.
My prediction is God of War, actually, and my personal pick is Celeste.
Holy, just fucking... Oh, no. Just Look, just trying to become best friends with Buddy Watson over there. My prediction is, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2, but my personal pick would be God of War. There you go. So either 3 of us are right or we're all wrong. I mean, wait, no, Cherie could be right.
It's interesting. I don't think... Did any of us predict Red Dead for
My
anything
vote
else?
doesn't count, guys.
Hey?
I
Did any
did
of
for
us-
a couple things.
I feel like we didn't show much love for Red Dead in the other categories.
Not really, because I feel like I feel like it gets Game of the Year and then misses out on majority, if not all, of the other stuff, and that's just kind of how it works out. Yeah.
But
Well, that's how it
best
works out in my
game,
head.
It should have the best everything.
No,
So
that's
it
not how it
isn't
works, because that makes the awards
I know.
really
I know
fucking
it's not how
shitty.
it works.
So it isn't
really
just
weird.
Red Dead wins, lol.
Please no. But that is wrapping up the awards predictions. That's been it. So stay tuned. The awards take place on December. I have
7th
the
our
Australian time and Australian
11:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time.
There you go. Australian.
I assume so because on the game awards website they just put 11:30 against Australia.
Yep.
So
Although
because
when
we're all in the same time zone, we all had.
when I
was-
added it to my Google Calendar, it changed it to 12:30. So now I'm like, what time zone are they using on the website? But either way, it's either 11:30 or 12:30. But their website does say 11:30, December 7th, 11:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. If you want to watch it, so that is that. Moving on to wrapping up the show, of course.
Wait, do you want to
Nothing.
predict any trailers that have come out?
Fuck no, please no.
No.
Hi, Mr. Kojima. Welcome to the show 4.
Here's another baby.
Thanks, Kojima. Goodbye.
Thank you,
See you
Kojima, for
next
being at the
year.
Game Awards. Thank you, Ashley, for being on the couch this week. You can follow Ashley on Twitter at Ashley Hobby, ASHLEY, Thank you, Kieran, for being on the couch this week, doing the old chatteroonie.
You're welcome.
Follow Kieran on Twitter at your boy Ringo. Thank you, Cherie, for making your debut on the couch this week.
It's actually not my
Follow.
debut. I was on the couch the first time.
No, we were
saying.
standing in
Oh!
PAX. That doesn't count. Last week was the official couch. It doesn't. PAX didn't count. There was no couch. We couldn't hide the fact.
Backtracking.
There was no way we could hide. There was no couch when there's audible background noise of a convention happening.
We could have brought the couch into the convention.
Well, that's I suppose it's true. You can follow Cherie on
It was
Twitter at
true.
Cherie Corno, and I will spell hers. CHERIACORNO. It's kind of spelled how it says, but it's supposed to get a little bit confusing. Make sure to check out ExplosionNetwork.com for all our other great shows, of course, reviews, news, articles, and much more. Rate Arcade Couch on Apple Podcasts if you would. This episode has been a massive one, so make sure you rate it 5 stars, and they'll make the show shorter next week, I'm sure. And
Because
how about-
quantity. over
Quantity
quality.
over quality is a rule of some things, they say. If you don't want to rate it or you don't use Apple Podcasts, then of course just share it on social media. Post on your Facebooks, post it on your Twitters. Say this was really great. Give it a listen. Do that. That's the best way you can go about it. You can follow Explosion Network on Twitter at Explosion Pod. Make sure you join our Discord over at explosionnetwork.com Discord to talk about games. Put in your predictions for the Game Awards. Sure, why not? If you're right, if you get them all right, I'll give you $5. There you go. All of them
We'll just
right.
make you a sub to our Twitch channel.
All of them right.
But you have to send them to us first. You can't say in hindsight.
Yeah, no, that's right. Thank you for putting asterisks on. Thank you for saving me there. Until next week. See you there. Same time, same couch.